Hi, my name is Chris Roberts, and welcome to StarCast.
Hello, everybody. Hold on a second. There we go. You guys are up.
Howdy.
Ooh, it's loud.
Hype.
I don't know what's going on. I am having bad internets all of a sudden. I'm dropping massive frames. Like, I'm mostly in the red right now, and I don't know why.
They know you're streaming StarCast.
Yeah, is Star Citizen doing things? Are you updating things?
No. Let's see. Do I have any porn?
What's on?
Hold on.
Did I move?
Did you? I don't know. Maybe.
Do you move over just a little bit?
Yeah. No, which way I'm supposed to ship?
I'm seating up. That's not enough. Let's top that. Yes. I was seating some goat porn that I downloaded earlier. So. Okay, that should be good. I might have fixed it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to StarCast. Tonight we have Mr. Clifford, a.k.a. Miku.
Hello.
Mr. Bad News Baron.
Hi.
Hi. Mr. Bzerker.
Hello.
And again, Mr. Geo Get Money.
Corona time.
It's Corona time.
Geo Corona money.
Geo Corona
There we go,
money.
baby.
Okay. Why'd you go off center? What the hell
I
happened?
don't know. I'm trying to adjust it.
Okay. We'll see what happens. Don't worry about Baron being off center. He's
Hi, friend Dane. We love
I'm on
you.
the edge. I live life on the edge.
living on the edge. We got lots of shit to talk about this week, but none of it has to do with Star Citizen.
Nope.
Not at all. No. We're gonna kind of do like a year in review, and then go year looking forward. The year in review is going to be by Mr. Bzerker.
Yes.
And
It's only
then
been 2 days so far, so don't screw it up.
yeah, exactly. He can't really script the last 2 days.
Oh, I don't remember. Okay.
And then,
Screwed
of course, Mr. Clifford is going to do what we have looking for. What do we have looking forward to in space sims and shit coming up this year, or just any kind of spacey type of games. So yeah, that is coming up soon. So I guess did anybody before we do this, what's everyone been playing this week?
What have I played this week? I think I played Rocket League and some 2.0 or 2.1, I should say. That's pretty much it.
Playing some Rocket League. How about you,
Yes,
Cliffy?
I've been playing a lot of Star Citizen, a lot of Rust, and a lot of Life is Feudal, surprisingly.
Really?
I've been role playing with Trend 93 a lot on a server that he's on, and it's been quite a bit of fun. You know, I haven't dipped down into the game since when I met the developer at PAX South, so they've done some interesting change to them. I'm having a lot of fun with it.
How about you, Mr. Bzerker?
Mostly I've been playing, played a little bit of Take on Mars, Star Citizen. I just finished playing a little bit of Halo, and off stream I've been playing a little bit of Destiny.
Ooh.
That recently. It's fun. It's nice and casual. It's a nice casual fun.
Cool. And Baron, how are you?
I've been playing a game called Wander Around IKEA and try not to step on children and try to find meaning within objects that may reflect my own life, even though I feel hollow when I leave.
Well, that's why IKEA gives you meatballs.
Yeah, and that makes everything better.
It does. Pretty much meat and sauce of some
Meat
kind of
ball
gravy.
shape, Yeah.
Yeah.
Meat and balls. What else could you want?
Meat and balls in gravy will make you feel better every time. I've been simming hard. Like hard simming. I don't know. I get on kicks. Everybody, y'all get on kicks. Different types of game kicks, right?
Yes.
Just been simming like a beast, man. I've been playing Flight Simulator X, which is the old Microsoft one, and then doing trucking on it. So I've been there's a mod that there's a trucking. Now somebody today turned me on to a new mod that you can add passengers now. So so yeah, it's been a weird week for me. I don't know. I haven't really got into it. So yeah. Yes, and Simmer's been slowly boiling me because that's his name, Simmer. Simmer. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and I guess we can get started talking about the year in review.
The year in review. So, Star Citizen had a very rough year this year in 2015, to say the least. There was we started off with 1.0. Was released at the end of last year or end of 2014, and the 1.1 patch was brought forward, I believe, in January to fix the problems with 1.0 and did a pretty good job. We had with 1.0 came the Mustang series and the Avenger. And as 2014 or 2015 went along, we got the Gladius, the I believe 1.1 also had the tutorial mode, the tutorial mission to go through. We also got the Gladiator, and but we didn't have much. We had some balance passes here and there with stuff. We had the Tales of Sledge Commander, the Tales of Missile Commander, the Tales of CS Commander. You say it, you know. We had lots of previews of Star Marine. Lots of previews of Star Marine.
Ones that weren't supposed to be previews of Star Marine.
Yeah. We had the leak. Yes, the leak happened. The leak was, for those of you who've not been here, it was a honest mistake by someone who we will not mention.
Disco.
Red one.
Red one.
And some really, really, really desperate people managed to figure out, just kind of guess, a link which got to an unsecured file, dump, as it were. And then they were able to download it and get a lot of assets. People were able to code to mine it and get a lot of assets out of what we were supposed to. Stuff we weren't supposed to see yet.
Which gave them great
publicity. Have the link on it. It was completely impartial link. Yeah. All it did was say that, hey, we're using Amazon server they were using.
The guy
and it just reminded people that they were using it. And so and that was already known. So really nothing new was even revealed. It just triggered something in somebody who said, "Oh, well, I know how to go look this stuff up." Yeah, exactly. It was more than one person. He was in the bathroom puking after that.
I bet.
Like I said, it wasn't his fault at all. It was a matter of very eager fans figuring out to. I'm not going to say hack, because hack assumes that they had skill. It's more just guess
to break into Amazon.
Yeah, and then I'm sure CIG now passwords those servers now. Those set up. But it was a learning experience, but it was also an eye-opening experience for a lot of people, because a lot of people had been very drained about the progress. That, we'd been promised Star Marine with 1.3, and 1.3 hadn't come yet. We were stuck on 1.2, I believe, maybe even 1.1. It was 1.1 still when in March, and we were promised it in March. Then it became April, then it became May. Yeah. And it wasn't until, I think, June or July when the actual leak happened. And the leak gave us files that of the redone Freelancer, the redone Connie, the ships we've not even heard of before, a bunch of Vandal ships we'd never seen before or even were mentioned, full levels of Squadron 42, ships which have been mentioned but have been never kind of mentioned once, like the human dreadnought. So there's lots of stuff of showing that they've been doing a lot of work, which all of us who've been paying attention to the game knew they were doing a lot of work. But for a lot of people who are I'm bitter and sour about the game progress, they were like, oh, I'm really excited now. But of course, it also upset a lot of CIG, because there was a lot of stuff that wasn't done. And they felt that they were being judged on stuff that was unfinished, that wasn't supposed to be out there. And so it was a little back and forth. The summer was rough. We didn't get a lot of updates. And it wasn't until Chris got back from the motion capture in the summer, which they spent most of the time doing motion capture with for Squadron 42, which they kept very tightly lipped as to who was in it. Chris got back in August, and they decided they were going to release a patch for Arena Commander, which had been long overdue. And so they released a patch in 1.1. And then they released the social module, or 1.2, and then they used the social module with 1.3. The social module included Arc Corp, which is the thing you can walk around on now. So it's pretty cool. You can see some of the things. It also included things like the augmented reality mode, eventually adding in things like gray cats we can drive around in. Lots of cool stuff. And from then on, I believe Star Citizen started having an upward swing.
A renaissance.
A renaissance, as it were. And we got 2.0 released the last month of the year. with lots of previews. In fact, the first trailer for Squadron 42 with pupil dilation tech and like skin. I don't even know how to say it. It's like skin.
The wrinkling, the blood vessels,
skin reality skin.
See them actually spit out when he was talking.
Yeah.
You actually see him do that, and
Spittle tech.
And of course, the list, the cast list of Squadron 42 came along with it, which includes the likes of Mark Hamill, Gary Oldman, John Rhys Davies, Gillian Anderson, and pretty much everybody you've ever seen.
Andy Serkis.
Yeah, and Andy Serkis. Andy Serkis.
He's going to be the Van Dool.
Then we got 2.0 and 2.1, which gave us the large map mode included, which is right now Crusader, limited to Crusader. But it gave us early FPS. So right now you can get into the game. If you've been watching this and you've not seen the game so far, you can get in the game, fly around, get a taste of what the full game will be like when it's released. And they have promised during their holiday live stream to do one update per month. So no matter what content they have, whatever is ready, they will release it at the end of the month. So expect a patch a month from starting this month till the end of this year. So that should be interesting. It should keep us from having the drought that we had during the summer. So that's the year in review.
Yay! That was good.
Yay!
We're going to remind everybody that if you'd like to call in, the phone lines are open. The number's right down there. You can call in anytime you want and just ask questions or discuss something, and we'll chat with you for a little bit and kick you off the phone. And then also we have question and answer later on in the show. So if you'd like to ask a question, just type an !! question in chat, and it will it'll come up with the link that you can go to and just ask your question. Also, if you'd like to call in from somewhere overseas or where the phone call is expensive or whatever, you can type an ! Call in chat, and it'll give you the link and how you can call directly via your web browser with a microphone. So,
yep.
There we go.
Yeah, this year I think was probably the best year for Star Citizen for me. The good, the bad, all of it. This was probably the best year, in my opinion. Like I said in my video for Star Citizen. I know how you guys feel about it. I think it was pretty good.
I think it was one of the worst. Just because the content drought. Well, as a streamer, and I know Baron will harp in with this.
Check your privilege. Don't speak for me.
I will speak for you. I will speak for you.
Check your privilege.
During the summer, it was rough. Like trying to stream Star Citizen was impossible. Because of the content.
Well, talk about the year before. It was pretty fucking impossible. I mean, Arena Commander was the best thing we had, and a fish tank. I mean, so it's like...
Yeah, but I mean, it's still, like, it was new. You know, at least Arena Commander was getting updates every couple months.
Yeah, I mean...
Well, I think it's because it's getting exponentially harder what they're doing. You know, the Arena Commander was just basically ships flying in a bubble. Now, you know, it's...
Yeah,
we had that drought, but I mean, if you look at the content and all the stuff that we got this year, it pretty much trumps anything that we had before that.
I think 2016 is going to be the best year for Star Citizen. Just because now that they've got the baseline down, we're going to experience nothing but growth for this next year. And I think every month, because they're planning on hitting that every month, we're going to release a patch thing. It will keep things from getting dull, even if it's just adding a ship or two or adding one or two small features. I mean, like, look at the list of features we're going to be adding in. We've got the shipping. We've got grabby hands. We've got the new EVA system.
I'm all for the space trucking.
What Domo's showing right now, the pupil planet, the procedural generation planets will be added in. You know, it's already ready. They've even said that it's in the code. It's just a matter of figuring out how to get it to... You know,
new VR code.
New VR code's going to be added in. You know, so including track IR, proper track IR support instead of ghetto track IR support. So there's lots of cool things that are coming out for Star Citizen this next year. Not to mention Squadron 42 is set to release this year. So
you're stealing a little bit of Cliffy's thunder there.
Sorry about that.
About what?
Talking about the games coming up this year, but it's okay. I mean, it's fine.
Man,
it overlaps. I was just joking. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just like I was watching WTF Source and other streamers, even Captain Richards, stream religiously Star Citizen when there wasn't much content there, and they pretty much had to create their own content if they were going to stream that game. So yeah, 2015 was a really rough year for streamers, but the people who really loved the game stuck with it. But it kind of teaches also a lesson. Don't stick to one game wholeheartedly, because there are so much more. Huh?
I've been saying that so much forever.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's so many. Well, as Baron showed, and a lot of other streamers have showed who love space sims, there's a lot out there, and there's a lot out there unknown. And it's up to the streamer to kind of dedicate their free time when they do have it to seek out those new.
And I would say not just streamer, but also YouTube or any kind of content creator, or just even a fan of the Star Citizen. There are plenty of great Star.
So this is fun, but when it's your sole source of income, it's like a whole nother stress level. Like it's one thing to say, man, the drought sucked, but dude, it sucked. And it wasn't just for Star Citizen, it was for like Elite Dangerous too. And there was a whole bunch of stuff that was supposed to release and didn't. It was just a crappy summer because it went from like lots of hype to then sort of like, where are we for a few months?
Well, yeah, and I was watching Domo go through it. I was watching Tangent Gaming was heavily going through it. Even Ko's huge, large numbers he used to have was doing its little
all
dips
of us
I was seeing in his
got
accounts.
hit. Well, it's you know what I think it might be too, and this is kind of getting off topic because we're talking about Twitch here, but I think that we are vapid, but it's sort of like sometimes we get off on these things because we're all streamers, so we have like this internal talking what we're talking about, and the people in the audience are like, I don't stream, and the fuck you care. But what I think what ends up happening is the number of people that are streaming on a day-to-day basis is increasing, and it's getting more diluted. So where before it was easier for me to get 200 people watching, now when I stream it might be harder to get 100 people watching because it's it's a little bit more difficult because now that those extra 100 people have spread out to 10 people all spread out to 10 new streamers. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. I'm just making it simplistic to make it easier, but
yeah, cascading effect.
Yeah.
However, I think the new content, it's the rising tides float all ships. New content brings in new viewers. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I have who've come in because of 2.0 just for my stream, and I'm sure Baron has the same thing. And you, Domo, I'm sure you've experienced this as well, where people who aren't into Twitch, they don't know Twitch rules. They don't even know the Twitch like traditions or anything else like that. People who don't even know what the almighty Kappa is, and coming into Star Citizen or coming into Twitch just to watch Star Citizen and getting introduced to Twitch through Star Citizen. So, more content means more viewers.
Yeah, it's like when I was talking to, it was so hilarious. I didn't even mean this to happen, but I popped into Tangent stream when he was streaming a game, and I said, hey, what's going on? He's like, are you going to PAX South? I said, yes. He said, good. Tell me a little bit about Star Citizen. And I ended up staying in there for like an hour and a half explaining Star Citizen, trying to type it all out. And I'm just like, this is the opportunity, like what Baron's going to do when he goes down there to PAX South, is really get people in the know about these space games that they don't know, even the other streamers that can't comprehend what it all entails. And
hey Clifford, more than just Baron are going down to PAX South, okay?
Well,
I'm going to be running it at the booth, though. I think.
Oh, you're running Star Citizen at the booth?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because I knew his so you do have a booth, right, Baron?
Yes.
Okay. So him having that booth on there is going to give an opportunity for other streamers that are going to be there to walk up to him and get a more inclination of what the game's about, especially if someone like we've talked about before, Ko or Tally or somebody starts streaming it, that they'll have a better educated deal when they bring the wave of 6,000 strong or 10,000 strong, that it won't make Star Citizen look like some uncompleted project. They'll know what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, real quick, somebody's asking the audience. Somebody's asking the audience why we all have green screens and we don't have them like green chroma keyed out. If you notice, every single one of us have a different color green screen. Like Baron and I's are almost identical, but Clifford's is a little different color than Geo's, and is different color than Berserker's.
Yeah, they're probably all similar colors, but the problem is the
cameras and lighting.
The lighting and the cameras are different. So.
And so I would love to cut them all out, but that's something for a later time. Now we got Clifford with a green screen, so because Clifford has inflatable love sex dolls in the back, and he didn't want to show it to us, and so he put him behind. He put the green screen up tonight to make sure that we didn't see it.
Bastard.
Yeah, he is. What do you got? What he's drinking?
To make sure I don't go off the reservation again.
He's got the Bar Citizen hat, and he's drinking from a Bar Citizen. What's he got in the drink?
The swag, baby. It's got the Corona. Yeah.
Corona.
I got some Four Locos left over. I'm saving them.
Oh God, no!
He's saving for a special occasion.
Yeah. Special occasion. I drank too many on New Year's, so I'm keeping it safe for Corona.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, continue on. I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just somebody's asking about that.
I was going to say, Clifford, do you want to talk about space games coming up?
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we ready? Okay, because this is
is
going to
gonna
be
be
interesting.
pretty
I'm going to
epic.
post the link in chat so people can actually look at what I'm talking about. But that like right there is basically the first list is 2016 top list of space games to keep an eye on. Basically, it's new games coming out in 2016 or on the horizon to come out, or one that are currently in development or constantly getting big patches done to them. First of all, everybody knows Star Citizen. Everybody knows Elite Dangerous. We know about No Man's Sky finally coming in June. That's going to be a big one. Now, one that kind of rised up out of the ashes out of nowhere was kind of like Planet Nomads. It's been around, this little sandbox deal where you can actually mess with some of their content.
Super jazzed about this one.
Yeah, so Planet Nomads is going to be a very, very good, build your bases on the planet, eventually get off the planet, go to another one. But, just seeing the planet and what they're on so far is got me really hyped up because it's almost like a higher definition of No Man's Sky. But the
plus,
one thing
you're adding in the space engineers aspect as well, or the Empyrean aspect. It's a little bit of that kind of thing too.
Yeah, and I'm kind of a little bit cautious on the side of we haven't seen what the planetary, out in space is going to look like yet. They haven't really shown that off a whole 100%. But another game that people seem to forget about is the Solus Project.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Very hyped up. Yeah, I've mentioned it once before on StarCast a long time ago, and I wanted to bring it back up because many people forget because it's not heavily advertised. But this is going to be a survival space sim where you crash on this planet, and just the weather effects, the weather and elements that you're against on this planet is just phenomenal. I've never seen tornadoes, lightning. It looks really ominous, really immersive. And I think it will be a good one for VR too. And then of course, everybody knows Mass Effect. So Mass Effect Andromeda is supposed to be hitting us this year.
The director just left too, by the way, which is I hope he comes to Star Citizen. That would be awesome.
I would.
This is the director, I believe, is the same director who worked on Mass Effect 1. So
Good.
God,
I'm totally doing FemShep. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And then of course,
FemShep's best shep.
pretty sure Baron had kept an eye on it. I kept an eye on it. I was in the project donating and stuff. Everspace, that's going to be a fun,
I'm back that one.
kind of linear progression. You jump in your ship, you get as far as you can, you die, you start back over with your current stuff, and you keep trying to progress. And
You're a dick,
it looks like
Clifford.
a great roguelike. Yeah.
This is like I'm looking down the list, and it's like the 6th game on this list that I backed, and most of it's because of your fault.
I know. I have that effect on people because I'm always hounding for what's next on space.
No, you like
radar
to whip your
here.
penis out. You're like, here it is, and then we're all like, okay, I guess I should try to show you mine too, and then
And I'm hoping that they'll show us more of Adrift because I wanted to throw that one in there because the VR looks very, very intriguing about space survival.
I will say I actually managed to talk to the guy, one of the guys who's responsible for dealing with Adrift, like publicizing with Adrift, and he was super excited about it.
Yeah,
good.
Should be
excited about it.
So real quick about Adrift, it's almost like Gravity, right? You're out there, your ship gets blowed up. And then you're floating around, but it's a real VR.
Yeah, floating around the space station, and
you're adrift.
Basically trying to survive. Yeah, Adrift. And there's another game that kind of speaks to Adrift, and I'm not talking about the next one on the list because it's one that I forgot, but I don't know the name of it. Maybe y'all can tell me the name of it. But I know Dean Hall said he's doing a space game. And
really?
Yeah, the same Dean Hall that did.
It's okay. No,
I just got turned off.
Yeah, I shut you out right then, man. As soon as you said Dean Hall,
you said Dean Hall.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. I love Dean Hall, and Dean Hall was. I played a lot of DayZ, and Dean Hall. What people forget that Dean Hall was one of the first modders for Kerbal Space Program, and he's always been interested in space style stuff. In fact, the thing that got him hired to Bohemia was he made a complete total conversion mod for Arma, revolving around space, and which would never get released because he showed it off and never had a chance to release it.
No.
So my problem with everyone says Dean Hall, whatever, it's because DayZ has been such a disaster so far. I would be willing to see what Dean Hall can do on his own, because the one problem is, and this is the one thing I've been hearing from people around who've been around Bohemia is that Bohemia is a life sucker. Like the people who are involved in Bohemia just don't care about anything but Arma. And if you try to do anything but Arma, they get really, really, really.
Then why did they pick him up? Why did they pick him up and bring him over there for DayZ?
Because he was supposed to work on Arma 3, and then DayZ took off to what it was, and they saw dollar signs, and Bohemia saw dollar signs.
No, it's scamsy.
And you forget that, like, I know this is a Star Citizen podcast and everything, but it's just one of those, like, you forget that they actually gave him no resources for DayZ standalone. They gave him, like, leftovers from who was ever working on Arma 3, and they gave him a shitty engine because they didn't really expect much from it. And then they sold so many standalone copies that they're like, oh, well, maybe we have to actually put money into this thing.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Take on Mars. I mean, as much as I know Domo doesn't really like it, I love the game.
Yeah, and I loved it too. I mean, I love doing it. It has a lot of potential.
It's terrible.
But there's one dude. Like, it's made by Bohemia, and it's literally one dude who's working on it. And then they have, like, leftovers, like, whoever's not working on DayZ or Arma 3 will, like, come over and help them out. So, like, that's the problem. Is, like, it's not Dram's fault that it's a slow development. It's the fault of Bohemia not giving him support, even though it's a really good game and has a lot of potential. So
yeah, I don't know if there's something in your throat, Berserker, or if it's your mic or what. I don't know. It's
in my throat. I'm a little sick.
You're gooey.
Okay. Sound like a robot like that. Jesus.
All right, let's go to the next one there, Cliffy. This is
Eve Valkyrie, of course, another Eve style game, but it's going to be first person VR eccentric. So that's another one to watch out for.
So this Eve game takes place in space.
Yes.
Really?
Eve Valkyrie, yes.
Does it involve spreadsheets?
No spreadsheets.
It's all fighter style, and it looks good.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
So that's going to be a good one to watch out for. One that Baron and a lot of others streamed, which I already knew about long before they even branched out, and I'm pretty sure Baron did, because I've followed Innova Studios for a long time because I knew they had an awesome planetary system engine. Infinity Battlescape, and I have high hopes for that gameplay because it's interesting. They're doing a different type of twist on having 3 companies, and basically it's a map that will reset after somebody pretty much wins after the battle's over with, from planet to the space to space stations, back and forth battling for resources. Another one that I saw you, Domo, play, and a lot of other PAX eccentric people, streamers play, was Dreadnought.
Yeah, good game.
So yeah,
Dreadnought. It's been kind of pushed a little bit. I don't know if you mentioned this, but it's been pushed back a little bit. They're kind of totally redoing it after they went through all the different PAXs. They went to PAX East, PAX Prime. I think it was PAX East is where we premiered it. They got all the feedback, and they're like, you know what, we need to fix it. So I think it's getting totally revamped.
My guess would be something to do with the fact that wasn't there another game that was very similar to Dreadnought that was released before it?
Yes, it's down on the list.
Okay.
Rebel Galaxy is a lot like it.
Yeah. Oh, no, not Rebel Galaxy. There was another one which was similar in terms of, like, you have different classes and you have to take
the graphics on Dreadnought were better, but it had the same exact gameplay. Really,
very similar. I can't remember the name of that game, but I can imagine that they want to probably change it up a little bit because of the comparisons. Like, I don't want to get a new game when I can get the same game for $10 or whatever it is now. So,
then after Dreadnought,
Fractured Space. That's it. Fractured Space. Cronin got
it. Fractured Space. Okay. And then after that, we got, of course, Descent Underground, which they're continuing to work on. It's a lot of fun. Quick, that game I contribute to. If you want a quick style, match to get into, quick style gameplay, something you can drop in and drop out of. Descent Underground is going to be your game as far as 360 degrees of freedom and a real classic game brought to the our century basically.
All right, let me jump in here with a little bit of something, like, whether it's controversy or what, but. We are all, some of us you might not be familiar. Eric Peterson, former wingman, left with, name off some of the names. Come on, guys. Whatever. Anyway, he left with a few. Rob Thompson. Yeah. Anyway, he left with a few of the guys from Star Citizen. They left on their own, and then they kind of coalesced together to make this game company, right? And it's a fun game. It's a lot of fun. But right when it was coming out, like about a month before it came out, I started seeing Descent 3. Or something like that starting to show up. Same exact thing. Same game, really. Same premise. They're underground. You're shooting.
Irving.
What's that? Rob Irving, yeah.
Irving, sorry.
But anyway, so, and apparently that other company is now bailing out. They got sued because they didn't have the legal rights to make Descent 3 or something like that. Descent Underground is a legally licensed copy, and it kind of bummed me out because I'm like, fuck, there's 2 Descent games? I mean, who's going to play 2 different Descent games?
Domo, I will expand on about that.
Yeah, go ahead.
They actually got a call in one of the Wingman's hangars from the people who were making Descent 3, who were the original. They were the original creators of Descent, and while they were in the planning and they're about to make it, and then Domo got the license. Or Domo, sorry,
yes, me.
Domo got the license. No, then Wingman got the license.
Yeah.
For Descent, and then they called up to kind of complain, and Wingman was like, "Hey, why don't we work together on Descent Underground? We can get some stuff." And they're like, "Yeah, sure." And then I think they just kind of went on their own.
Well, I'm pretty sure under his contract, because the guy that gave him the rights that he got the rights to does not like them, does not like the original developers,
the
ones that were making the other game, and that's why.
Remember, this is the original team that created Fallout, the original Fallouts as well. Same team, so.
So I'm pretty sure they'll come up with another game to counteract.
I'm just kind of glad that Eric came out on top of this mess. You know, they're going to be stinking around because they're legally licensed, able to do it. The other company is getting the boot.
Yeah, and that game also has good potential for VR support too. So also the next one, another people used to know about this game, but then it kind of went in the dark because. Just like another game I'll talk about, Limit Theory is gone through Kickstarter, developed by one guy alone.
Oh, I remember this one. Yeah,
he went into major depression for a year, seeking therapy and help, and then all suddenly, 2015 came back to life. Basically, he showed pictures of his new office he got. One thing I commend about this guy, he never asked for any more money than what he got. He never spent any of it. He
did like a Kickstarter for $12,262.47. I mean, he didn't go on. He's like, oh, I need $400 million because people see how much money he's coming in from Star Citizen. It seems like their eyes get a little bit bigger than their.
Yeah. So Limit Theory. What I love to say about him is that just what he's done with his UI user interface is beautiful. He's almost like what's his name with Star Citizen in the UI. Zane starts with a Z.
Zane.
He's
Zane.
almost like Zane on how he can do interfaces and stuff. They're very, very easy on the eyes. They're very easy to understand. It's going to be a great game once he completes it.
Yep.
And of course, we talked a little bit about Roll-Up Galaxy. Basically,
that's a fun ass game. I don't know why you mentioned it in here because it's already out and I've been playing the hell out of it.
Well, because it's ever changing. They're always adding. They're still, it's still kind of like one of those early access Steam games that's always evolving.
If you guys haven't played it, absolutely fun. You're locked on a 2-dimensional plane, which seems like it's kind of sucky for a space game, but you get over it real quick, and it's a lot of fun. It's a side-by-side, good old-fashioned piratey shoot 'em up, full broadsides and all that stuff.
Dreadnought's awesome, by the way.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So good.
And then we got Stellaris. That's another one that's going to be a really good space game that kind of piqued my interest when they showed the teaser trailer for that one. Many people don't know about that one. Stellaris, I don't know exactly what type of, if it's like a fly-by-wire, like an Eve type. Well, it's not an RTS, but it just... The videos of what they've shown, it intrigues me. So I wanted to put it on the, on the list for this year, and for people to keep an eye on it because it looks like it's going to be another phenomenal space game to play. And I got Descent Underground for underneath there twice.
I will say about Rebel Galaxy, and I don't know if anyone's mentioned this, but the chat's been talking about it. The soundtrack is amazing.
Oh yeah, I love it. Because you know what gives it this? It makes you feel like you're playing the Firefly. It's kind of a bluesy country
Western.
It's
a country bluesy, twangy rock. You know.
And then we got Skyjacker.
Skyjacker is more of the kind of it's still your, first person perspective, but you're in a ship. It doesn't have, the eccentrics of like Elite Dangerous or anything like, full on compact or something. It's basically kind of like what Limit Theory is, where you have your UI spreadsheet in front of you and you fly around and have epic battles, and you're like almost kind of like a rugged, rough, space pirating and intergalactic.
So it's more similar to like Everspace.
Yes, kind of like that. Yeah. And that's pretty much it as far as like on my 2016 radar. The other list that I put on here is basically the ones that we've come to know and love and that are ever changing, which is Space Engineers, Kerbal Space Program, Planet Explorers, Perion Galactic Survival, Grave, Ascent, the space game, which a lot of people don't know that. That's made by an Australian guy. It's a very good game, but it doesn't really have that quality of graphics, but it's still an intricately woven space game. I swear people check it out. Interstellar Marines, that one's really changing a lot. If you're really hungering for some Star Marine now, Interstellar Marines is going to be your game.
I love that game.
Eden Star is another game. Interstellar Rift is another famous game on Steam that's been out for a while, and also Shallow Space. So all those games on 1 through 10 are games that have been on Steam for a little while, and they're always evolving and changing and adding more and more content to it. So those games I would definitely check out for any space sim enthusiast.
I would say Kerbal Space Program is actually reached QA for its next major patch, which includes updates to Unity, the latest version of Unity, and things like deep space arrays and updates on their lots of cool stuff. Like they just reached their QA stage, so that we should actually
Planet
see
Base
that coming out soon. So
you didn't mention Planet Base. Yeah, go ahead.
Here's my question to you guys. Out of this whole list, besides Star Citizen, what game are you looking forward to the most on this list?
The very most on that list?
And
No
why?
Man's Sky. No Man's Sky.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
No, actually, because of my play style, I'm really looking at Planet Nomads with a close Everspace, probably.
Yeah, I would say Mass Effect Andromeda and then Everspace, but
my top pick is still No Man's Sky because I've been waiting for it for so long, and that I got I don't know, a good relationship with those guys. They've done real hard, and they kind of push. What I really admire about No Man's Sky is that they all did it in house with their own funding, 100%.
I'm worried because after I've been playing Eve again, Elite Dangerous again, it's just too big, and I'm worried about. I understand that the whole goal is let's try to get to the Galactic Center, right? But yes. The developer at several occasions in the past has said it is going to be almost a mathematical impossibility for you to ever find anybody else while you're playing. Even if the entire planet was playing No Man's Sky, it would be almost mathematically impossible to find somebody else.
Well, yeah.
If that's the case, then why make it multiplayer? Just make it single player, and then if where it uploads the monkey that you found in some planet, and then you go on.
Well, if you look at what he has said, he said there's some more stuff coming down the road this year. That's why they said June, because I'm thinking they're actually listening to people like you and yourself that want to more, hey, where's my friend at? Can I go, you might be spread a little bit, but you can be able to locate your friend and fly towards it. From what I've been hearing from the people who are close to the devs, I think they're working on that.
Okay, I think it's Elite Dangerous probably showed him that having too much of one thing.
Yeah, but it's definitely the three picks on mine is definitely No Man's Sky. I'm really intrigued with the Solus project, and then of course, like you said, Planet Nomads. Mass Effect. That's just I've always loved that series. I played all three of them.
I'll totally play it.
It's gonna be awesome. But as far as ones that I'm really seeing something different, is definitely going to be the Solus project, Planet Nomads, and No Man's Sky is what I'm.
Well, reiterate, guys.
There's a lot of interesting different things they're trying to bring to Mass Effect Andromeda. It's supposed to be a lot more strategy, if it were. There's a lot of building up your lots of other stuff like that. So
this list would not have existed. This list would not have existed 2 years ago if it wasn't for.
There's a line defense on there too. That's obviously the best. Game.
No. I'm saying that when Star Citizen came out with a swinging. Well, these type of games were not. We were playing Call of Duty and shit like that 2-3 years ago. That was kind of like what we were looking forward to. Zombie games, zombie survival games were really big a couple years ago when this was coming out.
I have a question for you guys along that vein, because it's not just Star Citizen, not just because of the games, but think about how many TV shows and movies we have which are sci-fi based, which sci-fi TV shows haven't existed since the early 2000s.
Dark Matter, I've been watching that.
Yeah, Dark Matter,
Killjoys,
Expanse, Killjoys,
and look at the renaissance in the actual real world. SpaceX and what they have achieved just recently is phenomenal. They are really, I think, the future.
I think we're going into outer space because of Chris Roberts. I think No.
Yeah, that's another reason.
Do you honestly think that this renaissance in like science fiction and space stuff comes from Star Citizen, or do you think it's coming from?
I think it helps. I won't be that egotistical to say that.
Yeah, I think it's a bunch of things that are contributing to it.
Yeah, Star Citizen has a percentage in that. Don't get me wrong, because I got a feeling EA is going to come out with another Wing Commander. I have a feeling they see all this.
You think they would have the balls to come out with a new Wing Commander underneath Chris Roberts?
I
think EA has the balls to do anything.
Yeah, it's Star Citizen. If Star Citizen comes out and it's successful, I expect a privateer or Wing Commander to come out from EA, and I expect a Freelancer 2 to come out from Microsoft.
Oh my god!
And they're going to try to take shots at Star Citizen, but there's no way EA is going to be able to. The hatred for them, they're too far gone, man. It's like over even with Mass Effect, that would have been my favorite on the list, but EA has its name on it. I really don't trust EA.
What about you, Baron?
What they did the Battlefield.
Yeah, we didn't ask Baron.
I mean,
yeah, Baron. What are you expecting out of this year? What tantalizes you?
Just on that last comment, though, I mean, it doesn't matter how big your balls are if you have no brain controlling them. I mean, look at a chihuahua. It's not smart.
What
What am I excited about? So if I was to do a top 3, I would do Everspace, No Man's Sky, and Dreadnought.
No, Dreadnought.
I mean, Squadron 42, we don't know if we're going to get that this year. Elite Dangerous, I'm hoping will be in a better state by the end of the year as well. By the time this season of content is over, I'm not impressed at all with the current release of. Yeah, what was that?
Gio's giggling because he hates Elite. He likes to talk shit about.
I don't hate it. I want to like it, but I knew that was going to happen.
You need to play it more. You'll like it.
I tried. I really did.
No, you need to just get some people to like walk you and hold your hand because you need hand holding with it to play it now.
Think the bug is. Well, just put it to yourself in this.
We gotta nip this in the bud because now chat's going to devolve into Elite versus Star Citizen.
Well, I mean, I would put it like this, Joe. Just imagine it as Rocket League, but on a big round rock with weightlessness with buggies, and then you could. There's your Rocket League.
Let me go off tangent. Let me go off tangent for just a minute here. We were just talking about space and how NASA's budget is like taking off. Yes. When I first saw a 3D printer, remember a little while ago, Clifford, I was going to raise money to get the 3D printer because I was going to print off little trinkets during each broadcast. Like I'd print out a little Starfarer or something model, and I was going to print it out. Remember that? I said back then, I was like, you know what they could do is if you imagine this printer on a really, really big scale, you could print buildings out, right? NASA is now, I just saw a news report the other day, NASA is now getting project costs from different developers, contractors, to build the first lunar 3D printer that will print out lunar buildings. So it'll go up there, it'll grab up all of the stuff that's there. It's not going to add anything. It doesn't add water. It doesn't add anything else. But just for the materials that are on the moon right now, it will then crunch it all up and make it into like a brick type substance that can be used to. It'll print out the buildings, and then it makes them nice and airtight, and they're thick. The walls are like 15 feet thick. I mean, it's big.
Yeah, the International Space Station actually has a 3D printer on it.
Right, yeah. They print food.
They print little things like little clips and stuff like that they need to replace.
Well, think about it. That's the deal. Like right now, if a bracket or something like that breaks on the International Space Station, then they'd have to ship it from Earth. You imagine how much that costs?
Like several $100,000
to get that little tiny bracket that they can make right now. And so yeah, the 3D printing is really taking off. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Cool shit. All right, so
yes, I'm excited about those 3 games.
Yes, I thought you were done.
Dreadnought got screwed. It got completely screwed in terms of release date with other games being pushed out in front of it, and then trying to hold back the release. And then there's been some stuff happening internally, but I can say that I've been so excited about Dreadnought every time I played it. And what's better is I'm good at Dreadnought too. I wiped the floor with Tangent, and that made me so happy. Not that I have anything against Tangent at all, because I absolutely love Tangent, but it just made me feel good that I was in a video game.
We got to go out and get her then, Banner, because I beat the entire coalition at PAX East.
Yeah, I know. That's what I say. We should do. I would love to play with you then. But yeah, I was just talking about this while you're going to get your Indian food or whatever. Is that it's getting completely revamped? Like it's not. They're changing up the whole game. I think because of like the other game that came out there, whatever. Okay. Space.
Speaking of Baron, would you like to talk? Should we have?
And
Should we have?
I don't know if I want to talk or not. I'm afraid to talk to this group.
No,
He
these
brought the
guys
bad
aren't the
news.
guys. These are not the guys. It could have been the other guys. It's probably the guys from the forum guys that are the guys you probably most have to worry about.
Yeah.
All right, let's
You want to go back, roll back?
Talk.
Okay.
Let's have real talk. You and I chat. Come here. Lean in closer to me.
Hold on. Let me get your screen set up here.
Citizens, come out and play, yay!
An 18 page concern thread. What is wrong with you? Why would you do this? Why would you make spin-off threads on the ship selling issue? My God. Stop this. So some of you will know what that was about. Those of you who don't know what that's about, so last week we were talking about whether or not CIG was going to sell ships after launch, because previously CIG said no, we're not going to sell ships. That was like the initial line was no, we're not selling ships. Then it became we'll start packages, and then I quoted Chris where he said in an interview, well, yeah, you can get your starter packages like your Aurora or your Hornet or whatever, and I quoted that, and then I misattributed it to Ben, but it launched into like an 18, and I didn't even like cite it correctly, like I misspoke. And that launched like an 18-page concern thread in the forums, had to get locked by Ben, and then there was like 5 or 6 spin-off threads on the same
Reddit
thing. I am not a good source. I am not. I'm worse than Wikipedia. Cite your sources. That's all I'm going to say before you do that, because I don't like having that conversation. Like, because I had to go and I apologized to Ben and be like, I'm so sorry for this happening.
Sorry for Baron being bad.
Instead of WikiLeaks, it's Baron Leaks.
I have to really say something. The initial premise for StarCast back when we first started was there was a couple. There was like I think there was like one other podcast. I think they're gone now. That was doing podcasts, and they were like really formal. Like I can't remember what they were. What the fuck was their name? But I think they're gone. Anyway,
That's on YouTube.
They were super formal. Like today we found out that it's like they were listening to a news report, right? And I was like, I ain't gonna fucking do that. Let's do a podcast where we just sit around and shoot the shit. And so that was like the entire premise of StarCast. And so back in those days, we were completely 100% vapid. That's how they call us the most vapid cast in the universe, because we would talk about like space dildos, and then we'd move on to like a space lube, how it would work with the space dildos, and then
Space hookers,
space blow,
Smuggling dildos,
smuggling space hookers and blow. And so it kind of it was all that kind of shit in the beginning, and we just were totally we didn't know what the hell we were talking about. We're like, yeah, I think the Starfarer is going to have 27 TR4 mounts, and we didn't know. And so it's kind of like weird that because we've been doing this for so long that now we've got enough people on the show that are actually like regular everyday players of Star Citizen. We are starting to get, I think, people are coming to us for actual real shit, and I don't know how to take that, but I would recommend probably not a great idea.
Viewers, get out your shovels and prepare to shovel.
Yeah, I think maybe just don't look to us like that, guys. I don't know. I don't know. But so that's what happened last week. Baron said something, and it turned into like a huge run of concern threads and Reddit threads and posts and all kinds of stuff.
Baron's words are God.
And the final line on this stuff, though, is that everything is subject to chain, and not even CIG knows entirely 100% what they're going to be doing. So there's no point really even theory crafting this stuff until it comes time to the point in development where we're even like, I don't even think they're thinking about this stuff right now, because they don't have to. They're so far away from like that stuff. So.
I will say that as a quote something that Lando said last time he was on StarCast, which is, when Chris speaks, think of it more as nice to have,
guidelines,
God honest truth, because Chris often will talk about something and he'll say something off the top of his head. And I think that the interview that Baron was referencing was him at Bar Citizen with, I think, Harbinger 8. I think he was interviewing him at the time. And
Bar
it
Citizen,
was
baby.
And he was trying to describe like what's going to happen about like in the future. And he mentioned like, yo, you're gonna, if people will walk around with their starter packages like the Aurora, and he was like the Hornet or whatever. It wasn't even like your Aurora starter package and your Hornet starter package, which will totally happen in the next 2 years. You can quote me on it in the future, kind of shit. It was
it's the
just
same.
him at a bar talking to a bunch of fans, and he often does that. So
it's the same as last year when we had our little Bar Citizen meetup at South by Southwest, and he was there with what's his name again? We talked about him, but anyways, it does a lot of his media.
David Swafford.
coverage. Yeah, David
Yeah.
Swaff was there, and I've talked to David Swaff on plenty of accounts, but
He's a great
Chris
guy.
was going, people were asking Chris questions about like a topic of the Idris. People were thinking Retaliators were going to blow it out of the sky if you had a whole horde of them. Chris is saying that's not the case, and that might change again. Who knows? We just you can only take them half-heartedly because the scope is always moving, always changing. What people worry about is the one topic that always comes up is like future creep, and that's why they kind of stopped all of the little goals and everything because hey, let's deal with what we got on our plate to find out what works and what won't work once it actually hits the PTU and the players.
Mm-hmm.
And it's one of those the problems like at least I get all the time is people will ask me like, oh, so do we know how much money a Hornet's going to cost in the universe? No. We don't even have an economic like system in yet.
It could be 1,000 credits. It could be 1,000,000 credits.
We don't know.
No idea.
So, and we won't know for another probably couple months, if not years.
Yes, we do know. Hey, ask Marin. He knows. What is it?
I don't know anything.
You are the good.
I know nothing. Ask me nothing.
Official
said
source.
Everybody whore over him at PAX South quickly.
It's just
Forget
when Ben has to go into a thread and say, all right, the final word here, Bad News Baron is wrong, end thread, then I feel like an asshole.
We need to enshrine
Just avoid that as a group.
We need to enshrine Baron into like a Buddha whatever thing.
He's too skinny to be Buddha.
Bad news Buddha. Is
Bad
that what
news
you're trying to
Buddha.
say?
Yeah.
There you go.
I'm not putting on that much weight, but come on.
He will enlighten you.
I got meat on my Indian.
We find him meditating on the week of Starfarer.
By the way, we are very short on questions tonight. Type an exclamation point question in chat to please. We need some questions. We've only got a couple, so please ask some questions. Otherwise, we'll turn the show off. Fuck it. And if you just want to, and Trending's right, Buddha was not fat. Siddhartha. Anyway, if you just want, you can just call right in.
Yep.
Okay, and just you can talk to us directly. Everybody except Disco Lando, who apparently is trolling in the chat right now.
Yeah. And this will be your direct line chance to actually talk to Baron face to face. Oh,
Well, I don't know if
One
you
and
can
only
touch him.
Baron.
yeah, attention.
Bring it.
Curse Baron. I will go call Curse Baron.
Oh, that's a great idea. Zukate's got a great idea. Baron,
Yeah.
here we go. Are you ready? This week, what can you say to piss off Ben? Go.
Oh, new form.
Yeah, it's a new segment in the show. Okay, it's Baron.
What can I say to piss off Ben?
Yeah.
What misinformation can I spread to piss off Ben? CIG has acquired the rights to
Star Wars.
LOD. Shit.
Hello
I
Kitty.
don't know. Come back to me in 5 minutes.
Okay.
No, CIG. You can say they hired Mr. Fart.
They hired Derek Smart.
Stop
There you
it.
go.
All right, okay, everybody. So,
We work on new
go.
concept ships from now on.
okay, everybody. Derek Smart has been hired by Cloud Imperium Games.
CIG.
Go ahead and write up a concern thread, put it on the forum, and
Oh, it's Armageddon now.
Domo, you have no, not what you do.
no,
Your
quote
fans-
it. Let's see what time. How long have we been streaming? 54 minutes and 23 seconds. Go 3 minutes and 23 seconds in. Bookmark this part. Quote it. It is official.
Bad News Baron.
It is official. Bad News Baron has just said officially because he talks to Disco Lando. They're like buddies. They have hired Derek Smart to work for him.
There you go.
There you go.
Armageddon. 2 days into 2016, it's Armageddon.
Armageddon. All those nice, great space games that we were
I
going to
was
have.
told by CIG that Sandy is feeding information to Derek Smart.
Ooh.
Drop the mic.
54 minutes and 59 seconds in.
Nothing about this statement
Mark
is
that.
True at all.
Holy shit. Illuminati, definitely.
I do have a question for the rest of the cast in terms of the year going forward.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to be? What are we going to get in Star Citizen in the next, say, 3 months or so? And what are you most looking forward to within this year? I think reasonable. Like, don't be like, I'm looking forward to the entire game, because I don't think any of us believe that the entire game is going to be.
You know
out.
what me and Domo are looking forward to?
Space trucking.
Yes, actually picking up crates that will actually go in. Don't laugh.
Are you?
No, just go understand I'm deleting all of your spaceships.
That's it. Boom.
Oh, Linda.
You can't get rid of Cliffords. That'll take an hour.
Also, he leaked everything on purpose earlier this year.
Yeah.
2017, getting ready to Cliffy.
Conspiracy.
We all get the tinfoil hats out, guys. We're not wearing our tinfoil hats, but it's been proven that Disco Lando did intentionally leak all of that shit. Yes, so I would love to see space trucking. Definitely space trucking.
Yeah, I would love to see them actually, and I think they can implement the actual cargo units that we could actually push with the little sled.
It doesn't have to be that big of a deal, right, Cliffy? I would be happy if we could go to that derelict space station and do a planetary landing on what's the name of that big planet right there? Crusader. If we could go from the derelict station to Crusader and just go back and forth, I would be happy as shit with that because I'd be practicing my takeoff and landings. And then have to maybe deal with some pirates
and everything. You'd actually be able to try every ship, and how the cargo units
not looking for the whole fucking PU, because once they get that part done, then they can start extending that out to farther and farther away and more detail. But yeah.
Do you think we'll be getting the space trucking mechanics soon, or do you think it'll be like the end of the year?
I'd say mid-year.
I would say after PAX East, probably. But they're not going to PAX East, so maybe sooner. I don't know. There's
no PAXes. Now, Clifford did mention this on Friday. This is news to me, which was that Citizen Gun's going to be in LA this year.
Yeah.
Sandy put it on her Facebook. She was, because she had tweeted out pictures of the Reagan Museum as one of the possible spots because she was checking out different locations, which I've been there before. It's a great spot. It's got a big airliner, for Air Force One on there. I think it'd be a great venue. But yeah, I was kind of ecstatic them finally coming back to the States because basically you got Gamescom, which kind of is really big anyways and gives a lot of the Europeans an all-around place to go to and also see other games, and then give us CitizenCon since. And then plus it shows that they're buckling down on the game, and it'll put that perception to rest that they're not working on the game because they're doing all these events and stuff and spending backers' money and yada yada yada.
I mean, it's great. My only concern is that this is the first year that I've actually been able to go out and do the PAXs and stuff like that. And I was like, maybe I could see CIG.
Well, I know one thing at the PAX South that some of the Austin guys are just going to go as regular people like us, go to PAX and just mingle. So there's some of them's going to be there to talk to and say hello to and say, hey, what games have you checked out here that you like and stuff. So I'm pretty sure at some of the PAXs, just like Dragon Con, I'm pretty sure Ben will go to that again. And that'll be opportunity for people. If you want to meet Ben, go to that because it is an interesting con to go to. It has a lot to offer.
I'm calling it now. I guarantee you, if they're having it at the Reagan place with the fucking plane, someone's going to say, when we have CitizenCon, oh, they spent money on a real ship prop. You see that, guys? Just like last year at CitizenCon, they thought the Concorde was a real fucking shit with their dumb ass.
Yeah,
I kind of thought it was. It looked kind of real to me.
Yeah, it looked like
I knew it was a Concorde from the jump.
I didn't. I was like, Jesus, they built a real set. I was like, oh my god, that looks so fucking real.
It's just like the Reagan Museum. It's just a iconic museum piece.
I'm excited.
You guys are flipping out in
the fact that I can actually go to a CitizenCon now. It's like I can drive down to CitizenCon instead of
I'm going confirmed.
All right, hold on, listen, hold on. Guys in the chat, chill your shit, man. It's like people like beating each other up and shit in the chat. Just calm your titties, take one out, rub it gently.
Whose tits got twisted?
People are getting all twisted up.
And then PAX LA is the PAX LA is like my wife was actually excited about because that means her parents live in north of LA. They got a big fruit ranch up there, so I can go there. She can go visit her parents. I can go down to PAX and meet a lot of the people. The LA CitizenCon event and meet a lot of the Star Citizen actual hardcores at an actual big event like that. So I'm actually really excited about that.
Okay. Stop it right now, you guys. Not the guys on the call. All right.
I don't understand what's happening.
I'm kind of basically just.
I'm in my own kitty bubble right now.
All right, we do have some questions, but Gio, did you want to do something tonight?
Yes, I did.
All right, so it is time if you want to get started with that.
It is that time. I know you can set it up. We're giving away an M50 and a Reliant with LTI.
The M50 has LTI?
No.
Okay.
Reliant.
Let's do. Which one
M50
would you like?
Has 2 years.
Which one would you? The M50 has a 2-year insurance, and the Reliant has LTI. What would you like?
Go first.
What would you like to do first? Reliant first, the M50 second. You're a crazy motherfucker. I'll tell you that. We've already talked. I'm not going to beat you up anymore, but
this is my last one. This is my last one.
He's not going to do it next. Yeah.
For real.
Yes.
Well, for a while.
No need to shout. And I like to shout at a Morbrack. God. It makes me feel better. All right, let's do this.
You want to answer some questions?
Yeah, we can start with answering questions. Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say that I can read this really, really long one and try to figure out what it
Yeah,
means.
that's
question. Hold on. One more before we get to that question.
he wrote that a week ago or something.
With the ship packages, were you guys surprised on that post when actually 37% of 761 votes, they were okay with selling the bigger ships other than starter packages? Were you guys surprised by that?
No.
I was. I didn't think it was going to be that many people who would be okay with it.
There are two sides to this story. First of all, this is a sandbox game, so there's no winning. Like, how does the fact that I have an Orion and
we've been in this path before because people's definitions of pay to win is completely different. Like, some people will say that
sandbox,
any advantage to some people is an advantage. Like, you save 35 seconds on your trip every time because you have a different class 5 engine than somebody else, and therefore that's pay to win. It's seriously, though, Gio, there's people that are like hardcore, like that is bullshit, and you're getting an advantage because you spent $75 more than I did, and blah, blah.
I was arguing with someone last week. I said, okay, so let's say I bought a Javelin. I had a $2,500 ship. I was like, what do you want to do? He was like, well, I just want to explore some shit. I was like, okay, so if you had a 315P and I had a Javelin, what the fuck are you I'm winning over you if I've just got a big ass Javelin destroyer? He just shut up after that.
The flip side of that is, of course, if someone can just pay for ships, it can do things like pay to grief. It can be like you can pay immediately to have a better advantage in terms of combat. Because let's not say that the Hornet, for instance, isn't a better combat ship than the Aurora. As much as the Aurora is the best ship in the game, a Hornet, even stock Hornet, is better than a stock Aurora in terms of combat.
I've seen people wreck face with an Aurora.
I have.
That's on the pilot.
But it's more than just the pilot. It's just from the start base, an Aurora, even an Aurora LN has 4 guns, and a Hornet has 4 guns that are bigger, that have more punching power. So I mean, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here. Is that there can be an argument that says that the bigger the ship is, or the more focused on combat, or more focused on certain things it is, then the greater the advantage is for that person, which means that person has the ability to outstrip anybody else.
The Reliant is a standalone ship, right?
Yes.
Okay. I don't think they sell Orion packages, but
okay.
So I put my 2 cents about this conversation into Discord in the form of a GIF.
That's beautiful.
Well, see, and people ask me because of owning as many ships as I do, and there's a lot of people like me who own the amount that I do. Well, I'm a full-time engineer and designer, okay? I don't have time to commit to the game like I would wholeheartedly would want to. This allows me the options to play with any ship that I would like, when I want, how I want. I'm not doing it to be better than anybody or have more than anybody, but it allows me to, what little free time I will have to play this game, and like others, is that I can finally do what I want when I want, instead of me having to, okay, today I got to grind for 10 hours for this much UEC, and it's going to take me a year to get this ship because I can't play Star Citizen but 1 day a week because of my schedule and the jobs that I'm pushing, the engineering tasks that I have to hand outside of gaming, and that's, as far as like the pay to win argument, that's where a person like me steps in and there's many like me who buy all these ships just for that cause of to be able to actually play with that ship and not have to be grinding for UEC, so that I can quickly get in, play with my friends on any of the ships in the game, and have a good time.
What? Lando got wrecked.
What happened?
Lando got wrecked.
Someone banned him. I don't know what.
Oh, well, if you post link, the bot will...
ban him. Ban that guy.
Lando get wrecked.
Riot.
Damn.
If you post links,
be rioting against the community manager.
Disco Lando, we'll have to give you some. Like, you have to subscribe, otherwise you gotta.
Yeah, you gotta subscribe, Lando. It's pay to win, bro.
It's pay to win on our channel. Yeah.
So, I'll just quote that GIF, which really is me quoting Harrison Ford, who's a great actor, great human being.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody once asked him, how many tongs were in the braid of Indiana Jones's whip, And he said, "Who gives a shit?"
Yeah.
Who? Somebody's going to have a slightly better ship than me. He's going to have it a week earlier than I am, and he's going to do it because he paid $25 more. Who gives a shit? Nobody.
But
Baron, it all boils down to entitlement. You know, if you go back to the videos I made in, I think 2013, talking about Star Citizen, one of them was, is Star Citizen pay to win? And all the arguments that were, I said it wasn't. At the time, it wasn't. Now it is, I think. But
I don't think it is.
Well, okay, I don't want to get down that road. But, if you talk the Super Hornet, the argument, that kind of thing in Arena Commander, right? But
it's not the game.
But it is an aspect of the game. I mean, but the thing is a lot of these people they're just so entitled, like, because they don't have the money to spend, it should be a completely level playing field. And that is just not the way life works. Beyonce doesn't drive a Honda Civic. Okay. She probably has a driver, and she probably has like a Bugatti Veyron or some bullshit. I mean, I
wasn't able to get a $1 million loan from my parents to start a $1 billion business and run for president. Shit.
Yeah.
Life isn't fair.
Life is just not fair.
Who can I yell at? Can I start a concern thread with the cosmos itself?
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it on Reddit. I'm pretty sure to get some numbers.
Yeah. So it is.
Can I read this ridiculously long question now?
Yeah, read the question. Listen, he's Brock he's been thinking about it for like a week, and it took him a long time to get it put together. So I haven't read it myself, but it looked long.
So, do we need MMO style instancing? This is from Brock Kelly, the Brock Kelly. Do we need MMO style instancing, closed or semi-closed? Is that designated?
Yep.
Designated mission areas to maintain risk to reward. Could intelligent AI or proper use of the scale of the galaxy make up for this on its own? Please read this example if RP if you dare. You five streamers go into the PU and complete a 2-person heroic mission.
Yay.
To kill the Dread Pirate Roberts, first lieutenant, and recover his 2 unique pistols that were to be rewards. Since it's 5 of you, you finish the mission incredibly easy. Power leveling.
Yay.
Why it matters in SC? Progression in Sandbox is about obtaining the tools to use to play with that sandbox. Rare atoms are in Star Citizen, and they can be more effective. The example above is conducive to being gamey, whereas people show up with random people to complete difficult things, then bugger off to the rest of the universe, never connect to people they met in any other way, but to complete a difficult mission easily. To me, it's the game Destiny versus the show Firefly. So I think what he's essentially asking is, do we need actual MMO style instancing? I don't think that's actually like mission style. It's based on the missions, like have a rare mission that everyone can do.
The game is completely instanced, though, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
Even within its own ship, you're instanced within the ship. I don't know. I guess what he's asking is, if I get this right, he's wanting to know if we go to an asteroid, is there going to be enough pirates at that asteroid for us to be able to do anything? Otherwise, we're going to be sitting down with a thumbs up our ass.
I think the main thing he's worried about is that, so if I get a mission to kill the Dread Pirate Roberts, whatever, and it's designed for a solo person, and I get all the 4 other you guys, and told 5 of us to go out and kill the Dread Pirate Roberts, and we all get the thing, so it's easier. Is that fair? And the answer is, I don't think that would even happen in the universe.
What's the matter, Baron?
This question is worth 1 cup portion.
1 cup portion.
I just wanted to read the ridiculously long question.
No, it's okay. I kind of get what he's saying, but it was a little bit convoluted.
Well, Brock got this off the form. I think he just said so. Yeah, going in there, you'll see a lot of stuff and concerns.
Well, the fact is that we already know that, like, the lieutenant for the Dread Pirate Roberts is a unique individual, and we might get in a mission to kill him, but we would be the only, whoever kills the Dread Pirate Roberts lieutenant, that guy's dead. He ain't coming back. It's not like a mob respawn shit. Like, you kill the Dread Pirate Roberts, he's dead. He's dead, Dave. He's dead. You know, like there's no coming back. You're not going to all get together to do a raid for the Dread Pirate Roberts
every week.
Every week. Once it happens, it happens. You're done.
Imposter criminals.
Yeah.
They'd said that before. There's going to be moments in this game that like maybe happened once and like that was it.
Yeah,
they said this before. I would like to have the source where I heard this.
Yeah, might want to get the source for that one there because that's a big one. But I do agree though. It should. I have nothing wrong with that. I guess part of the thing is that whole entitlement thing again. If you were asleep and this rare instance, this thing happened and you missed it, well, shit. You missed out on getting your shit, the purple dildo attachment to your ship or something, right?
Yeah.
Fuck, we missed it.
Yeah. So
and just because one person has the purple dildo attachment to their ship, again, doesn't mean shit for the rest of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't.
They were there at the right time and got the purple dildo.
Yeah.
I mean, I if I cut off the Dread Pirate Robert's head and stick it on my ship, not going to do anything for me. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if
it'll do something for me.
Ram it like right in the middle of the ship.
Doesn't matter if it shoots lasers out of its eyes and breathes fire. It's not going to do anything for me. You know, in comparison to like actual stuff that you're going to get in the universe.
Someone's going to say it's pay to win, though. Eventually, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, he has the purple dildo and I don't. It's just so pay to win, obviously.
Yeah, he just is confused
purple
people.
dildos, it's whatever. We started talking to decapitated heads.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, buddy. That's my jam.
Next question. Actually, he said skip it. Next question. Sidewolf asks, should Baron wear a bikini for a week in penance for his horrible transgression against CIG?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
He already had it prepared. Yeah, he's got the nipple tassels and
You
everything.
must pay for your sins to Christ Roberts.
No?
Get the pitch,
Where's the
baby.
nipple tassels? I'm waiting for the nipple tassels. No?
Don't tell me what to go find it. Oh,
He's
God.
got grumpy cat face. Okay. Next question is, are we able to create insurance company in the verse? That would be so awesome. Because you could totally be like...
I don't think so, but it'd
like,
be
cool. Silly sells insurance, and you could sell this shit, like ripping people off, and you could be the general. All that kind of fun stuff. I think we.
Well, they did say there was going to be ways, like when you get if you catch a Vandal Scythe, that you could put like some type of insurance on it, but they weren't too clear.
No. They're talking about being like, Jimmy's super cheap insurance emporium and coffee shop.
That may be the way around it, though.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the the players. I don't know.
Yeah.
The question is, if the question is asking seriously, is this planned? No, it's not planned. But is it fun? Sure, why not? We'll
Yeah,
see.
if you have enough UC, because if a lot of people ain't crashing and you're having to pay, you might make some profit, you might not.
I am totally waiting for multi-level marketing Amway shit to show up inside Star Citizen. It's going to happen, right? Somebody's going to figure out some way to...
like you can probably
Pyramid.
do insurance stuff. So like someone could, with enough money, could be like, all right, cool. If you pay me this money, I will buy you a new ship when you crash. And then I'll undercut all of the insurance companies currently available. Who knows?
I mean, if you had enough capital, you could theoretically form an insurance company because there's nothing stopping you from actually doing that. If there is a currency system in a game, players can do it, even if there's not an official system of that. Really, you just have to take enough capital from enough people.
Well, I think
Ponzi schemes.
well,
Ponzi schemes, or pyramid marketing,
I also think people are forgetting also on the insurance front, like the guy was saying. Well, isn't you having paying for people to escort your ship, like fighters to escort your precious cargo? Isn't that basically you buying insurance from people, basically, because they're ensuring that they will protect you to get from point A to point B?
I think the difference is that probably would be covered with an actual in-game system where you're actually going to have ways that you will have to pay in a contract or something like that versus like an actual writing a contract for insurance for, if XX no scope 420XX gets his ship blown up, then you will refund it.
I like that idea, though. I like the idea that there's not really a difference between me calling up State Farm and saying, hey, I need a new policy. I'm getting a new ship. Could you adjust my rates at all? And then pulling out a Glock and be like, yeah, I got my insurance right here. Come here, boyo. I think that's good.
Okay.
Here's a concern thread, guys. Gio drinks too much. There you go.
No, you're fine. Okay, next question here. If you could add any type of new PvE missions to the PEU other than space trucking, what would they be? This is from Cyril. So other than space trucking, Baron, what would you add?
I'm sorry, what?
If you could add any kind of another type of PvE, player versus environment, missions to the persistent universe, other than space trucking, what would it be?
Fishing.
No, space fishing for space whales.
Oh no, space fish. No, not necessarily space whales. Well, I mean, if you could get a space whale, that'd be cool.
Is it technically a fish or a mammal?
I don't really care.
Okay.
Big game hunting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Salvaging me.
Loan sharking is a fantastic idea. I could totally do that as an illegal operation. I think that would be really. I mean, you got some guy named Guido, right? And he's like, "Fucking, you got what do you want? 25 grand, great. So you got till next Tuesday to fucking come up with, 65 grand. Otherwise, you start losing some fingers, and then toes, and then your dick. There you go.
There you go. Well, mine be obviously a space pimp. I want to smack some
dude, space pimp and space hose.
Ooh, I was gonna say that. or be space drug dealer.
Damn.
That's a good one.
We gotta make a song right now. We gotta go like ships and hoes. Ships and hoes.
I'll leave that one up to you there, Gio. I have no rhythm. I'm too white.
But
I just want to be the Tony Montana of the of space. That's all.
Can I be Inigo Montoya? If you be Tony Montana.
Definitely a mechanic that they have that I'd like to see, within the some PvE missions to go salvage a derelict ship or something like that. I'd like to do that.
Well, Bzerker, if that's true, and you don't know what fictional character you want to be, tread lightly.
Space factory job making space underwear. That's a good idea.
Oh man, I don't want to do no factory jobs.
Yeah, see, could you imagine? This is the deal, dude. In Star Citizen, Gio works at the Ford factory making Ford ships.
See, I need to be the factory consultant for Star Citizen. See, you guys need to hit me up. I can tell you how the factory works and all that shit. There we go.
There we go. Oh my God. Okay, next. Oh, I'm tired today, man. Next question is where'd it go? Okay, there's. Are the manufacturers making actual operating systems for the computer systems in the ship? If yes, we need IT technicians in the verse to repair these systems, for example. They are. I mean, they are really, aren't they? Each one's different. They all have different UIs, and they all have different sort of like bitching betties and stuff. Technically, it's kind of a different operating system, right?
Yeah, basically. I mean, and then talking about, IT technicians to repair a I mean, they said that, on the lines of, engine tweaking and stuff, that we'll be able to learn those skills and do those skills. So there might be a better guy that works on a lot of Origin, engines versus a lot of RSI engines. That's a possibility.
I'm just imagining Auroras with little fart cans on the mat going.
That'd be beautiful.
Spinners.
Yeah.
Little dingleberries.
Needless body mods that actually add more drag.
Yes, slow you down. Great big fins in the back. When you get into atmosphere, the shit catches on fire because it's like made out of cardboard or something.
I want hydraulics. I want to just bounce up and down.
Big dubs.
On the Grey Cat.
Let's see. How much more time's left on our giveaway here? Hold on. We got another one right after this. 9 minutes are left, guys. Only 161 people have entered. Come on. Only. Type it. Next question is... Said SIG is spinning off Squadron 42 as a standalone game. Can SIG do the same for Star Marine? What do you guys think?
I mean, they could, but why would you? I really don't.
I would cringe so bad.
Yeah, I mean...
Honestly, I don't know if we're going to get Star Marine anytime soon, because Star Marine whole purpose was to be just like showing off the FPS mechanics, and
which you can do right now in...
Yeah, basically.
What's the point now?
Yeah, what's the point of having it?
Yeah, basically it's just inverse. I think the only point of it is now is for people who want to do, like they said, esports, like actual matches between other teams and stuff like that on certain sets of maps. which, that's what Arena Commander was for, is going to put Star Marine in there as a virtual world where people can be put in a combat scenario on a specific map, and they can work as a team and learn as a team how to coordinate, so that way when they board a ship, whatever, they know how to work together in unison.
Do you think they got any licensing problems? Do you think they got some licensing?
I think it's still needed.
I think it's still needed because it'll bring a whole genre of FPS shooters. I mean, FPS shooter players. I really do.
Is it needed before the release though?
No.
No, not really.
No, but it's probably going to come before.
Yes,
that,
I think it
they
will.
already had like 2 or 3 maps ready, and I think
But one of those maps was a 100%, almost 1-to-1 scale ripoff of Ender's Game. I mean, they couldn't even try to say it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's all the maps that they've worked on are pretty much complete. They're tweaking the weapons. We know that Foundry 42 is tweaking the weapons. The other thing that they're only doing is messing with the actual model rigging, because even though we are playing with our characters now, it's not the actual true rigging, the new rigging that they're working on. And so that's why I think later this year, once they get done with the actual rigging, the EVA is down perfect and everything, I think they'll put it in before Squadron 42.
But let's be honest, when you try to go to FPS station, I mean, it's camped out. You can't even fucking get it. I tried to do it yesterday, and people are just sitting there camping it out. I can't even go in and go shoot somebody.
It's usually like, maybe 1 or 2 people who are hanging out in the station, camping the entrances or anything like that. So.
Yeah, they won't even let you get in to get a gun. So sometimes I just want to go and just shoot some people and with FPS mechanics of Star Citizen without flying all the way to it and get camped out.
Yeah, and this, to me, I'm excited about. I'm hoping the FPS does come this year as far as the actual maps and stuff, because I would like to work with the team. I would like to work with the actual healing mechanics and everything. Get a feel for it, so I know what to expect when Squadron 42 does drop. And I would think they would, as soon as they got that implemented, they would go ahead and drop it beforehand, because that's going to be in Squadron 42. FPS, the healing mechanics and stuff is going to be in there. So I'm thinking as soon as they get those features down pat and online, they're going to put it in.
Yeah, but you also have to remember that, polish and make sure because there's a difference between me going into the FPS station and shooting someone and their body kind of going instead of actual naturalistic, someone's getting shot and just kind of I'm jerking to the left and right. I look like I'm some sort of crazy virus out of Reboot or something shit like it's going on. And yeah. But versus an actual FPS balanced, it's a completely different, universe.
Which a lot of people said, Battlefield does a good when somebody dies in Battlefield. The ragdoll effects of them falling down and dying is good. The same as in Arma, it's good. And even I've seen a lot of people playing in Squad. It's good on how they do it. So it's going to get there. I mean, the tech is there. It's just a matter of them getting it, like you said, polished.
But as a result, I don't think they're going to put a lot of time and effort into polishing that kind of situation when they've got Squadron 42 to make and the rest of the PU to make. So,
I think Squadron 42 gun mechanics are going to have to be on point when they come out. So because there's going to be some missions with FPS in there when you're not flying.
Absolutely.
But that's still different from a arena-based squad shooter. That's a different rule set. What matters for me shooting a Vanduul in the face or a pirate in the face is different in Squadron 42. It's not the same kind of rules that I'll have to apply when I'm in an arena battle fighting a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
Mechanic-wise, though, yeah.
Yeah,
but there's a difference between mechanics and balance and all the other.
Well, the reason why
the balance,
the reason why I'm looking for Star Marine is the fact that when you get it, you know that it's ready for Squadron 42 right off the bat. That hey, it works in this just preset of 3 maps. If it works here, you know they already got that well figured out on the actual standalone Squadron 42 game. That's all I'm looking forward to if they do drop it this year, that then the lights will go off and everybody said, hey, they got the final, it's pinned. They got it working now. Then any characters they create in the future, female models, everything works when Squadron 42. It just puts my mind at a better ease, I think, if we get it ahead.
I'd love to see it, but I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on. What kind of features do you think people are waiting for consistently to play Star Citizen? Either persistence, economy, loot ranking. Is this something on the roadmap or not? This is from White Rice.
Tinder and
Yes.
Was that Baron?
Tinder.
Tinder
Yes.
integration. Yeah, we need to be able to swipe left or right on people.
They should have Tinder for ships.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be beautiful.
Yeah, for co-pilots.
There you go. So you can find your perfect co-pilot. Like, I want this.
Looking for squad. Yeah, that like no. Yep, like that. No. Yeah.
Well, I do like the aspects of putting in I don't want to get people to get the misperception of the economy, but I do look forward to seeing some economy mechanics put in, just for the fact to see, to see how it works. And I also, for this instance, is they've put, an economic, in the persistent right now currently. Then if you shoot a couple of missiles off, you're gonna have to watch your dollars or go do one of these little side missions to earn you a little holler money to go buy more missiles to go pwn somebody. So it kind of adds balance to there where nobody's just, I just got to go here and get free missiles and go there and I can just keep pwning people right and left without consequence.
I guess. Who's drinking?
Yes. I was going to say just yes, all of it. I think people are waiting for the game to be out before they play it. There's many people who are just like, I don't want to play the game.
Oh, the shiny.
Yeah, well, I mean, how many people here have been burned by an early access game?
All of us, I think.
Real progress.
I know. There's a lot of good progress coming out, even with Star Citizen, but a lot of people don't trust it.
What I mean is when we can actually start progressing towards anything within the game and have some sort of permanent mile marker. If it's like UEC or something, there's people who are going to start grinding for it.
You mean like persistence when they actually activate?
Yeah. Some degree of persistence, I think.
That would be fantastic. But then, of course, that's when it all starts changing, too, with the people murdering you wantonly every time you come out of a space station and stuff. I guess people in the chat were saying that it has to be more stable. I think the stability is actually getting better, much better than when we first started.
When I played 2.1, it's getting better stable. When I played 2.0 yesterday, I hopped in for like 5 minutes and then boom, freezes. Like,
that's better.
Well, 2.1, there were rumors that someone actually played 2.1 at someone live streamed or played it for 5 hours, 2.1 for 5 hours and didn't crash at all.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty stable. It's just the lag issues, right now.
Yeah,
I mean, the Arena Commander had
rate.
lots. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, good. Go ahead.
Well, it's not optimized yet. The frame rates are going to be shit no matter what.
Arena Commander had tons of crashing problems when it first came out, and I forgot about it in that initial release. But I went back and I was watching old VODs, and I discovered that I had a crash counter on one of my old streams of Arena Commander that was up to like 30, 40 something crashes. So it was at one point crashing just as much as 2.0 has been, and it got fixed, and I completely forgot about it.
Wow.
It's not bad. We're being rated, I guess.
I just want to see them make another $200 million.
$200 million.
What do you guys think that counter's going down?
Yeah, soon.
Sandy said it's going down.
I'm sure it'll go down when they have a chance to mess around with it.
Ben Nefarian. Ben.
Do it now.
Message Mr. Geo. And he will get you your chip. Congratulations. All right, we got another 25 minutes. This one is going to be for an M50, the Ferrari of the racing world. It does not come with jump, but it does have LTI. Very fast little ship, and when it goes by other ships, sounds really cool. Do that again.
My favorite tiny ship.
It is my favorite tiny ship too. I just love the. Well, I don't know. It's between that and the little snub fighter there. The
Merlin.
I love the Merlin. I just love the paint job.
Flies by like a little mosquito. Pew pew.
That Gatling gun in the middle is so fucking awesome.
It is.
Oh
isn't
yeah, it looks
right in the middle. I'm like, that's beautiful.
Yep.
The M50 with LTI. This is not a standalone.
I don't know. When you started saying that, it makes me think of freaking. I don't know why. It makes me think of old Dick Tracy and you see all these pirates coming out of this hangar and stuff, and they're just sitting there with their Merlins shooting it up, just like in the old Dick Tracy scene, and the cars are just crashing into each other because they're filling them full of lead.
Yeah.
Okay, let's make this one.
Gotta check my messages.
Those we got Domos.
All right, here we go. Good luck, everybody. May the odds be in your favor and shit.
Alrighty. We've got, I guess grab the next question if
Yeah,
you're
go
okay
ahead.
with that,
Yep.
Domo. Do you think they need to change the blackout mechanisms because the freelancer blacks out just as fast as a small ship at the moment?
Oh God!
Blackout even when I'm doing quantum run. This is from Chrono.
Yes.
I can pretty much guarantee those are going to be changed up.
Of course they are. Alpha.
I'm always going.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I mean-
damn it, quit.
The amount of time I like get out of quantum jump and just like immediately black out is ridiculous.
Yeah, the blackout time is like forever. It seems like.
I don't think it should be like legitimately. I don't think it should be in the game yet at all.
How come?
I think it's a cool feature, and I want to see it. But what's gonna happen? So they're basing stuff on like, all right, we have the crappiest G-force gear possible, right? When we're in the cockpit right now. Later, we're gonna be able to upgrade and make lots and lots of improvements so we don't pass out nearly as much. Right now, it sucks and it's miserable and it happens all the time. So, like, until we get options to change things up and have that affect the rest of our flying, why?
Oh, I can see. Okay, you're talking about like right now. Okay.
Yeah,
right now, like down the road, sure, but
I used to say that,
anything.
but the combat, like it'll be like an elite, like you're going in like a fucking circle. You and the other guy just going in these fucking circles, and the blackout prevents that shit from going on. Like you guys just going in loop-de-loop trying to chase each other down. That's what made me respect blackout. I used to hate blackout before that, but then, like I said, when I used to play elite, I mean, I'm sitting there going circle and circle with another ship.
What did you just say? You played Elite?
Yeah, I did play elite. I have elite.
No, you don't.
I bought the game. I wanted it to be
You hate
fun,
it.
but it wasn't.
You hate it. By the way, somebody tweeted out earlier, a longtime follower of my channel and the show. Let's see, his name is Viking VR, and he is offering you, Gio, 100% free ED lessons. So if you if you have problems with ED,
so fun.
if you have problems with ED, he can help you get it up.
Don't knock it till you try it.
And
I have it.
I think
taking lessons.
Yeah, but you need to try it.
Guys, look, I probably put in, let me see how many hours, probably about 15 hours into that game.
Yeah, but you got to try it though.
you don't do it.
When they make
Sell it, Baird. Sell it.
When I can land on the planet for free, I may consider it.
Do it. So anyway, he wants to help you with your ED problems. So if you have a problem with ED,
he can't fix it because he can't get me
There's
the
no
free
shame in
DLC.
it, okay?
there's no shame.
We'll get you in ED.
We'll get you a little blue pill.
I need free features, not paid.
He's not getting it at all. It's just like right over his head.
Yeah.
Right over.
The alcohol.
Yeah.
You need to be afraid not to try it. Okay, I'm sure the alcohol's not helping.
All right. Anyway, next question. We answer that last one?
With upcoming Drake Dragonfly and Aspera Prowler hype, when can we expect to see their concept art, and how many new ships do you think will be released this year? The concept art will happen tomorrow because we have complete control over all of this. I have no idea.
There you go.
Confirmed. You can start your concern threads right now.
Oh, thank God. It's off my back.
Concern. I don't know. I'll be curious. Be honest with the ships. I'm curious to see what ships are going to come out this year because we pretty much got through like all of them last year, and we got the Prowler left, and what else? That's it.
Stop.
That's it, right?
No, stop. Fucking stop. Can we please, for the love of baby Jesus, get the ships that we've already got in the damn game? I don't give a shit if they fly. Like, just let me walk around it. I've got like an Orion and a Banu Merchantman. I'd love to walk around, just check them out. You know, go look at the little shit going on in the corners.
Domo, we can't do that yet. We still have to do the Xion sales, and we have to do all the other Banu sales and the other Banu sales.
I forgot we haven't even done it.
Yeah, we haven't even done like any kind of like ships for the Banu or the Xion yet.
Yeah, we got the Merchantman, and then we have the Jean Scout, whatever the fuck that's called.
What about the Starliner? It's only one, right? And the Crusader.
Yeah, and the Gemini.
We wrote one in the Crusader line, but I mean, we've got so many ships that are on the horizon. But in all honesty, like we don't even have, like the Saber yet. You know,
I'm surprised how quick that and the Vanguard got in hangar. I was actually real surprised how.
Well, the Saber was supposed to be an example of how quickly they can do a ship. That was their challenge to do a ship really quickly, and they got it quickly. So to show that they can do it, it's just priority.
It's the fastest concept ship to go to hangar like it was like that. It was like, oh, here it
2
goes,
months?
Assistant Con, and then bam, in the hangar now.
It's like 2 months, I think. It take? It was in November when it was.
The thing I could see them really, I guess, selling this year is I could see them doing some Starliner, either variants or modules for the Starliner, because it was only one ship that came out. No variants, no nothing else. And they showed a lot that has to do with that. You got the Caterpillar with different modules that attach to it, so they'll probably sell some of those. I don't really foresee a lot of concept ships. I see them taking the ships they already have and adding to them, whether they be modules or more variants for the different ships. I could see them doing that because
they did say smaller minor ships are coming too, because the
yeah.
Orion is like a big mining ship, but then some people say I want something smaller, so I know those are coming for sure.
So I could see them, taking the ships we currently have and maybe smaller ships coming out, but I don't think it's going to be a gargantuan a lot of like wholly brand new manufacturers or new ships. Now I would like everybody else said, I would love to see more alien ships. I would love to see more alien ships because I'm more favorable to the alien ships. I love them more because they don't adhere to our human civilization or of what we know. It's something new, something unconceived before, as an alien ship. So I find those more intriguing.
I do want to point out something that Disco Lendo said in chat very recently, that Dragonfly is not being made, I guess.
It lost the vote.
Because it lost a vote?
Yeah.
Because there was
when you say it's not being made, it means it's not currently being made, or they're just not going to do it.
Not gonna do
I don't
it,
know.
guess.
Because he said it lost a vote.
Concern.
No.
Well,
I never got it anyways. Fucking space motorcycle. I mean,
The reason why people thought about it was because Lisa O'Hanahan was talking about how she wanted to put it back into production because she said, I saw concept art for it, or she saw the idea for it. She liked it, so she told it to be made.
Well, it's just
Now
like
she's
the
not
next.
in the group anymore, so.
Well, it's just like the next great starship ships. A lot of them they said they will do, but not right now. It's not on the radar right now. So just because the Dragonfly is not going to be done now, it doesn't. I don't really think it will probably be done like way later in the future. That's something.
And that goes back to, are these ships going to be sold after launch or before launch? Because if the MMO part of this game, or I know they don't like to call it MMO, but if it comes out 2017.
Lando says there's no plans for the Dragonfly. We put it to vote, but I know there's no plans, but it doesn't mean that it won't be done in the future, like far future. I'm talking about after y'all are done with all the manufacturing, because it might be something you might bring back and a lot of people might love.
I didn't get it.
You horse.
What? It's not a horse. It's a
Lando,
motorcycle.
come call in and be a special guest, bro.
No, don't tell him to call in.
No.
Let Lando sleep.
Yeah.
I was so excited
Don't
to
poke
have a freaking jetpack around me or whatever it was, like a giant cocoon of engine.
Because you got to remember, Disco Lando is not Chris Roberts, because Chris Roberts can change his mind and say, I want the Dragonfly. I don't care what y'all say. I want it.
Not to mention the ships that didn't win the next great starship. They said there may be a place for them in the future.
Yeah. So I'm thinking there's a place for any ship that they had concept of, or it tantalized enough of the audience that at the end of the day,
Scimitar height.
Yeah.
I bought into the story about, how Ben watched Gilmore Girls, and he really liked the inn that Lorelai made. And I like the inn that Lorelai made, and I feel like I identify with her as a woman. Okay. So I need the Dragonfly so I can feel like Rory hasn't left me and gone to college.
The fuck are you talking about? I have not seen that show. My vagina is not loose enough to make me want to watch that. Okay, next question. With what features in the Streamer Reliant would you like to be on your list? Like camera probes? Yeah, I like anal probes in my Reliant.
Yeah, anal probes, definitely. That's
the probes.
They got to be paid to win, though.
Only the best. Giant purple dildos.
Giant purple dildo anal probes for.
And they just float around to come chase you?
Sex robots. I don't know. Infinite money machine.
I don't know. So we don't even know idea what it is. That's the kind of the whole point, I guess, is what we're stuck with here. By the way, guys, nobody's called in, and we've got no more questions
and nobody's
left.
claimed that prize, so I mean, they claimed it, but they ain't messaged me.
You got to message Geo. If you don't get it to Geo, he ain't gonna give you the
Stop
shit.
playing with the purple dildo and message me.
Message
Come on.
dildo. Anyway, it's a quiet cast tonight. It's quiet around here. I mean, usually we have like 5,000 questions, and tonight's just like really quiet. So,
But everyone's drunk still.
probably
There's not a lot of like release from CIG because they've been on
No.
break. So, like, I think we'll have more stuff going on next week, probably.
Well,
Probably.
it was interesting to see around the verse the PR guy after we've been talking about how to get this game out there. I think that was kind of interesting to see him on there. What's his name? David Swoop?
David
Swafford.
Swafford. Okay,
He's
Swafford.
he's a very, very good gentleman.
He's a really cool dude. Yeah, if you get to meet him. There wasn't enough Flint. Admit it, guys. Well, if you were coming on, Flint, you were supposed to be here topless tonight. That's so next week. Okay, this one is from a guy named Not Disco Lando. Why is Geo so much cooler than Baron? And follow-up question is, who is Bzerker?
Not Disco Lando should know who Bzerker is by this point, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I'm not bitter. I'm not bitter that my wife's account has PTU access and none of my accounts did. Nothing like that.
Question.
I'm just glad I'm not Lando's favorite.
Well, we usually do the questions on the thing here, but Darkest Mind says, okay, question. As we're talking about alien ships, if you could have any alien race from the history of sci-fi, any source, which race would it be? Oh, if you could have any, like sexually, or be one, or play as one. I guess I need some clarification there. Let's just say if you could play as one, maybe. Okay, so what would your alien race be if you could play as any alien race?
Predator.
Really?
Yes.
All right.
Predators are badasses.
They have a whole chewing problem. I think they've got like some kind of, they probably have some kind of fungal thing going on around their mouth. They're probably chapped lips would be really bad on those guys.
The Vorlons.
The Vorlons. Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
The
Pulling stuff up way back in like early '90s TV sci-fi.
No, guys, you got to do questions. Just type an exclamation point question and put it in the thing. Don't type it in the chat. I can't read all that stuff.
In the thing.
It's gone. Yeah, thing. What was yours, Baron?
I think Thermion.
Commander, we will find alien threat. It will be good.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Cliffy? No, wait. Is that this month's Loot Crate? Is that this month's Loot Crate? Is that close it? I don't fucking want to say it's sitting right here. My desk. I haven't opened it.
You haven't seen it yet?
No. Stop
What's
it.
wrong with you?
Jesus. My kids are supposed to open it in tomorrow, probably. Just no.
Who hasn't seen what?
It's been out for
He was gonna
like
whip.
a month.
No.
The
This
Loot
is
Crate?
no. It just got here like 2 days ago.
It just got there 2 days ago.
Yeah.
What is that, a Loot Crate?
Yeah.
Here, I can pull out the adult version.
Wow,
right here.
how the hell did you miss that one?
Wait, what's
This
this?
is the adult version right here for adults who actually vape and don't. buy
No.
kitty stuff.
There's this one for women now.
Oh,
They get it
my
every
fat.
month. They get this PMS box every month.
I like my lungs and not cancer, so
This doesn't produce cancer.
All right. Yes.
Look, kids, don't vape, just fat.
Yeah.
It
Fat.
doesn't
I want a
produce
fat
cancer.
box. Give me a fat box.
There you go.
All right. What would yours be, Gio?
I thought I said Predators already.
Oh, you did. That's all right. And in Cliffy, did you say yours?
No, I don't know what I would be. I would be some technology AI type.
I already got mine. I want to be a Tribble. Because I just want to be a little fuzzy thing that can multiply at a moment's
like
notice.
on the Star Citizen episode with
Fucking
Kirk
Star
and the little
Citizen,
balls.
You guys don't know what Tribbles are? The trouble with Tribbles.
triples. Yeah.
Oh my god, I feel old now. Why do I feel so old?
Deadly.
Stop it.
Suffocate.
Don't fucking make me feel old, you bastards.
Eyes are too young for this.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Some of the people in the audience probably get what a Tribble is. Anyway,
We have some more questions.
we do. We got some new ones. Thank you guys for putting the questions in. Thank you. Save the show because we're about ready to shut the damn thing off. So fuck it. We only got a couple more minutes on the giveaway here. We are giving away an M50 from Mr. Geo Get Money. He's giving away an M50. It's only slightly soiled, but it does come with LTI.
Slightly soiled, yeah.
So it's been greased a few times and the seat's a little sticky. But it comes with M50. It comes with a LTI and some GeoDNA. Okay, let's move on here. Next question is, who here likes the Cutlass? This is from the KGB Thanatos.
And all of
KGB
CIG put their hands down.
Oh.
Yeah, burn.
That's me. That's me. Darkest mind. That's me. Yeah. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I was a fan of it. Not really anymore.
Excuse me, I just spilled Indian food all over my crotch.
Yeah.
Spicy, huh?
Yeah.
There's other ways to spice up your love life, Baron.
You could totally fit an M50 in a Connie. Yeah.
Indian food on your crotch.
Okay. Gio, get money. He sent you the thing. Benefrarian sent you a tweet. Okay. Or PM or something. Yeah. All right. Next question. Any thoughts on how manufacturing or stealing UEC? Can we manufacture UEC? I don't think we manufacture stealing though. How could you steal UEC? Oh, Baron, did you poop again? You need to get a squatty potty. It helps out a lot. Yeah. He does not even hear me.
No, he can't. He was just trying to spice up his love life demo, and he took it a little too seriously.
Do not, the Indian food is not meant for enema.
Well, guideline.
Okay, yeah, not rule, just guideline. Anyway,
I don't think we're gonna have like counterfeit UEC. I don't think that's gonna. Well, it might be a thing, but I don't think we'll be able to do it.
Yeah, it's not like you can't make fake WoW gold. You know what I mean? They tried. But.
There's a sanction system for duping.
Why not? Right? They can just say they print. You can have 3D. I mean, we're that far in the future. 3D printing objects would probably be pretty easy to do. Okay, next question is from Curiola. No, this one's from Busant. Sorry if I get your name wrong. Is there any mechanics we have already seen that aren't in the game which you're most excited about, like grabby hands, cargo, etc.? I think we talked about that already.
Grabby hands,
engines,
grabby hands,
engines.
Yeah.
No, seriously, it's going to completely change the way the ships fly.
The different engine styles, yeah. Power plants. We don't even have proper power plants in the game yet.
It's still too wonky.
Because you can't, power management doesn't matter or anything. Like, if you change the power from your thrusters, then it doesn't actually pull power from your engines yet because the power plants aren't properly implemented.
Thank you, B101.
I'm going to tell you why my answer is better than your answer, which was the crappy answer, Bzerker, and you're a crappy person, and you should cry.
Nice.
You're not my dad. You're not my real dad.
The use button, yeah, that's going away. It's just going to be like a finger, right?
Why was everyone so pissed off about the use button? I'm cool with it. I hope there's a on and off button. I guess it
ruins the immersion.
Oh, yeah, just go back to the sim thing we was talking about last week. I forgot.
It's ruining the immersion, yeah. I guess, I don't know.
On the engines, though.
Yeah, back to the engines.
It's going to completely change the way that the ships fly, and combat's going to be completely different. And I feel like not many people actually realize this. The ships don't have engines at the moment, and they're all just working off thrusters so they can go forward and backward and everything in the same direction, as fast as possible. I mean, it may start flying a lot more like actual planes once those are in there.
Or actual spaceships.
I did not know that. I learned something new tonight. Okay. Next question. Oops. Confirmed. When will we be seeing the Retaliator models in the hangar? Do you think they'll add other modules other than the currently ones available for that ship? That's from Matt Start 123456.
Lando said they're putting something in cool too. That says putting in place is pretty cool, better than the use button. Interesting.
What's the use button?
Well, it comes up, it says little triangle, it says use. Like I've been doing a lot of flight sim and stuff now, right? And so when I move my mouse over a dial on, say, my GPS, it just a little plus or minus comes up as I'm turning the dial, or it comes up, it tells me what number I'm putting it at. So there's no use, it's sort of a context specific cursor that comes up. Little finger comes up, like if it's a button you push, it looks like a hand pushing the finger, a finger button, So I don't know. I think that's what they're looking for doing. I don't know. You have to have something. I mean, otherwise, how do you know where on the screen you're doing anything?
Everything will have to be interactive.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. It might be the helmet thing all over again. We'll see.
I just hope I could touch myself with grabby hands. That's all I want.
Yeah. I want to walk up to one of the female
I'm actually kind of
characters.
excited for grabby hands just because the things you can do with grabby hands besides just combat and moving around ships, but like cards,
molesting,
coins,
grab a Christ Robert statue and touch and rub it.
Well, look, but even that, like being able to like customize the interior of your ship to make it your own. Like the more that we can make ships valuable to us, more it's like, hey, this is my ship. This is my freelancer. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Kind of thing. Where get your domos all over the ship, or your Miku pinups all over it, or whatever. Whatever.
I would love to have little Miku doll having sex with my Domo doll.
Thank you.
Yeah. My Domo doll would tear up your Miku so hard.
Oh, by the way, the M50 doesn't have LTI.
And you know what it would come out? Fluffy would come out. Fluffy is the baby of the Miku and the Domo. There you go.
Yippee.
Domo, did you drink something tonight, man?
I'm always on crack. All right, next question. Should alien factions have weird tech like mind control, diseases, and other bio stuff? Diseases like death.
Diseases.
Their death is probably prevalent across the universe.
Somebody's laughing.
They love it.
That's my wife in the background.
She loved it.
Yeah, it's a kicker.
Should alien factions have weird tech? I mean,
Yeah.
don't they already? Like Vandal scythes are completely different.
Yeah, you lay on your belly,
Yeah,
and it's like you get entered from the back. It's weird.
and Xeon ships are all vertical.
Mm-hmm. They live in a slotted world.
I can't wait to see how that flies.
It's gonna be weird, right?
I mean, the scythe looks a lot different visually, but it still kind of handles like a normal human ship. So,
Well, I mean, we also haven't really experienced like the blackout mechanics properly, because technically, when you're laying down and like flying a plane or even like a spaceship, you can handle more G's apparently, because there was some experiments they had done with similar style flying in England after World War II, and they found out that laying down you actually can handle more G's, but it's difficult to see, more difficult to see out
And breathe.
Yeah.
So in an alternate history, we could have been having jets where you lay down inside of them.
Yes, because you can handle more G's that way. So, and I wouldn't say like passenger liners. That'd be kind of weird. But like Tom Cruise would have been laying down in his
That makes Top Gun so much more intimate with the pilots.
I think if your REO is riding behind you and hugging your ass,
right above your ass,
right?
Just really hope you don't fart, kind of thing.
Or that he gets excited during the G's. This is a tribble. This is an official Star Trek tribble. I basically is just a piece of fur, and they stuck a tag on it. Probably charged $50 for it, but
well, that's what the prop was. It was just a ball of fluff that which
was super prevalent back in the late '60s. Like Barbarella had like her whole spaceship was covered with this shit.
Yeah,
it was really weird. Okay, anyway, moving on. We're getting way vapid tonight. I don't know what the deal is.
Lando says melting all our ships. Don't melt our ships, Lando, please.
I'm going to melt all your ships.
How much more worshipping do we have to do to get our ships melted?
So you must sacrifice your firstborn.
Yeah, we'll sacrifice Baron for you if he messed up that bad.
Oh.
We'll go get another tornado on him.
Do you guys think melting the Voyager Direct items to UEC store credits is a good idea? I get what they're saying, because it's sort of...
Oh, yeah. You know what? That'd be good, because I want to melt one of my buggies, because I can't melt the buggy.
I have like 35 guns I bought back when I tried to do Arena Commander, and Baron was like really, really top of the charts, and I was trying to catch up to him. So what I was doing is I was buying all these guns, and I was buying the wrong ones, and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, so I just bought the wrong... So I literally have like 12 of this one type of cannon, and like another 12 of another type of cannon. I was trying to figure out how I can mount them on my ships, and it wasn't working right, and I was just pissed. And so I do have a bunch of these guns. I'd love to melt them back down and get them store credit, because that'd be great.
It makes sense also for the ability to reinvest it, because it's alpha. If you buy stuff now that is terrible, or it's not even going to be the same thing when it releases.
Plus to clean up your hanger, all that. Yeah. Mess. I had to get Chelsea to do some of mine, but that was in correlation with the completions package stuff, so she got rid of a bunch of them. But you usually have to have top brass to do that.
Next question: do you guys? Let's see. How many different schools of research do you think will be implemented? Will I have a space whale population ecology. Why not, right?
Yes, confirmed.
Yeah, I think they'll have some sort of like biology, mineralogy, all that kind of shit. You probably have to learn. I mean, have they talked
I'm
about?
interested to see how science is going to
Yeah,
work.
are they going to have like real sciences?
Yeah, it's gonna be more like run an experiment. I'm assuming it's something like.
Do you think it's going to be like No Man's Sky's approach, where they come up with their own imaginary periodic table?
No.
No. They should keep it with the actual periodic table with a few new elements. Obviously, we haven't found yet.
They'll probably have some sci-fi elements in there, or elements that are.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like the way that they've approached this game.
Oh, somebody claimed it. Oh, hold on.
Looks like
The non-LTI M50.
Gray 33. What? It doesn't have LTI?
sorry about that.
No, it had 2 years. I tried to tell you that.
Oh,
Yeah,
it didn't
he
have
said he
LTI.
said
It's 2
three or
years.
four
Well, you're
times.
fucked
Yeah.
now, man.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. You're
Throw
not
that
allowed to pay
ship
to win
away.
club. Sorry, buddy.
That ship's terrible. Throw it away. It's only got 2 years of your insurance. Just chuck
Yeah.
it right in the garbage. Sorry about that. I got a mistake. I was mistaken on that. I thought you said something had LTI tonight.
Yeah,
On Reliant.
The Reliant held the
Reliant.
LTI. Oh,
just forgive Domo. He's getting up in age.
old.
you know,
Yes.
I thought Domo was shrinking tonight.
My
Shit.
tribble is messed up.
He's sitting there trying to pay attention to Otis while he's like peeing on everything, and it just happens. Okay.
It does. Anyway, last question. By the way, Gray, you get to send the message to Mr. Geo, and he will hook you up. Okay. Real quick question. This is from Robbie Revolver, and this is a serious question. New player here. I recently purchased the Squadron 42 pre-order package because I wanted to ensure that I got a game along with Star Citizen. It came along with an Aurora MR, and I saw there was another Aurora MR starter and word wrap. Mustang Alpha AC starter that also seems to include a Squadron 42 digital download. For myself and new players, can you explain the starter package difference? Example, what's the difference between a Squadron 42 pre-order and an Aurora MR AC starter package? That's a good question because it confuses the fuck out of me too.
Nothing.
Well, with the starter package, you get Star Citizen Lite, which you will get a limited amount of UEC that you can earn per week. With the other version of the game, you're not going to have to buy any other ships. However, you are going to have to use your monthly subscription and keep that current in order to access areas like ArcCorp.
That's it.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. Make your threads now.
Yeah.
Do it. Make the thread.
Come at me, bro.
No, there's no difference between the two. Eventually, they're going to split up Squadron 42 and Star Citizen into two different games. So
Yeah, because of their perception of Squadron 42 is just going to add content to your personal journal of what you did in the past, not with the present game.
Yeah,
So-
the Arena Commander one was fun. That's when they had like the different packs, or the alpha and the beta access.
when they had the alpha beta access, they got rid of that. So it's just like there's no difference between a Squadron 42 pre-order and any of the AC starter packs. Are the same things. Any starter pack you get is the same concept. But the reason why they have Squadron 42 pre-orders right now is because it comes specifically with Star Citizen. I don't know. I think they said the end of January. You can tell me if I'm wrong, because I'm trying to be serious about this, and I've heard it already. But that they're going to be splitting it up at the end of January, so that a Squadron 42 pre-order will just get you Squadron 42 and not Star Citizen.
Yeah, because there are them players who just want to play Squadron 42. They want the
Absolutely not. I don't. I am really, really like disappointed that this has turned into a 2-game thing. It was never supposed to be a 2-game thing, and I get that the development costs are like escalating out of control out of one game and probably not the other. But it just seems like last minute sort of. I don't remember them ever saying that it was going to be two different things a long time ago. And so start your concern thread right now. Geek Demo is not happy. This is 59 minutes.
I have to go back. Someone said that was the plan the whole time.
I don't think
know.
so.
I don't think it was the plan, but I honestly, there was a completely two different games with the very start of this thing. The start of this thing, this whole thing, the idea of having two.
It was always 2 games. I get that it was always 2 games. I'm saying paying separately for them.
I don't know what they're going to be doing in what the prices are going to be right now, but it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me that Squadron 42 would be separate because there's going to be people out there who just want Squadron 42.
Yeah, they just want the Mass Effect type game.
Yeah, and that will be out before Star Citizen's out. So it's easier for them to be like, hey, here's Squadron 42. Because if you say, hey, here's Squadron 42, and they're like, okay, what's this other multiplayer thing? It's not done yet, but you just said that this game is out. Why is this game out? And the multiplayer's not out yet. What is this? They get more confused. So it's easier to just be like, hey, here's this packaged AAA game that we can give you.
Especially
but
helps
no, if I'm not mistaken, I could have sworn the old way it was supposed to be, you were supposed to play through Squadron 42 as the non-citizen, and you were some derelict guy that got launched into space, and somebody picked you up and shoved you in a thing and said, "You want to join the military, kid?" Sure. And then you worked your way through, and then you became a citizen, and then that was Star Citizen. You moved into Star Citizen that way. And at some point, Squadron 42, I think, expanded beyond that sort of initial idea, and then it became.
Yeah, the initial idea was, you were supposed to be this non-citizen, work your way through the military of Squadron 42, and then that would give you were presented with basically two doors. Either you go through the military, get your citizenship that way, or you go through this way and you earn your citizenship through the PU, whether it's through trading or whichever, the initial, and then that would access you to the rest of the universe, so to speak. Because they didn't want to hinder you on having to do a military campaign, because some people didn't want that. But he still wanted Squadron 42 because it was supposed to be this subsidiary, to Wing Commander, his pride and joy that he wanted to bring back to the 21st century, basically.
I get it. It's changed. I
Yeah. No, I understand where you come from. You want to give another perspective, and way it was eventually pitched, and it has changed. But also, I think of it this way: it's going to help Sandy out if they decide to actually come out with an actual box for Squadron 42, having it separate. That's going to be a load easier on them.
Yeah, it can be easier for them to sell it. And us as fans, it means that we're going to get more money for this the Star Citizen servers. I mean, that's really what it is. At this point, is if they sell Squadron 42 as a separate game, and people who derp, I don't know, whatever, Squadron 42 sounds great, and they just pick the game up, and they have no idea what Star Citizen is, but they play Squadron 42, then you know what? They pay more money for us to have servers.
It's true. It's fine.
I'd rather them pay for that instead of have ships after launch.
Yeah, something like that's easier.
By the way, people say we agree too much, so I was just not agreeing.
No, that's great. I threw myself on the sword with the what was it, the LTI pay to win stuff. So no.
Yeah. All right, it's time for us to get out of here. Clifford, aka Miku, where can people find you, sir?
You can find me on Twitch, Clifford_aka_Miku. You find me on Twitter at Clifford_Miku, and same on YouTube's.
Okay. Next up is Mr. Bad News Baron. Where can people find you, sir?
Probably in a concern thread on the RSI forums.
Exactly.
I mean, at twitch.tv/badnewsbaron and on Twitter at twitter.com/thebadnewsbaron.
Have you tried to contact Bad News Baron on Twitter and get your shit from him? Because he doesn't even use it. It's got 3 followers.
Yeah, I've tried. I've tried talking to Twitter too, and they're like,
they don't do anything, man. I had some shit happen with Twitter a long time ago. They haven't helped me at all. I mean, I'm talking like years ago. Okay, next.
Twitter doesn't give a shit.
They don't give a fuck about you. Okay, Bzerker, go.
You can find me at twitch.tv/Bzerker01 or at Bzerker01 on Twitter, even though Disco Lando uses neither of those links.
Yes.
Okay, and last one, Mr. Geo Get Money.
You can find me, Geo Get Money, everywhere. Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube's. Bam, just like that.
Perfect. All right, guys, thanks a lot for watching. We'll be back next week. Hopefully we'll get some more information out of Sig, and maybe Disco Lando will come on next week. I don't know.
He's come visit us, Lando.
Because we've done enough misinformation for a Lando visit.
Yeah, well, maybe we'll get Disco and Ben on next week, and
they could curse us out.
He can.
Yeah, tells how terrible we are.
Live. Because I think the statute of limitations wore out on Disco Lando's thing, so he can come back on the show. All right.
His restraining order.
Yeah, exactly. A restraining order. We got that worked out.
You got enough sleep on ATV, Lando. You could come visit us now.
Ooh. He looked good up on that table, didn't he, Gio?
Yeah, good knocked out.
Yeah.
Someone gave him a roofie, I think, confirmed.
I think he did.
It'd be so funny, though, if he was laying on the table and he actually showed like a tranquilizer in his butt or something like that.
That would have been really good. Sticking right in his asshole. Okay, let's get out of here. Have a good night, everybody. Remember, it's nice to be important, but more important to be nice. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.